Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of December 4th, 2022. As always, I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury, and our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. We got a couple of announcements real quick. We have a change of venue. We're in a brand new studio. There are animals roaming around. There's going to be pizza here soon. You're going to see eating. You're going to hear barking. Sorry about it. That's how the world shakes out sometimes.
Hey, listen. We want to be as real as possible with you people, and how much real is it that we have to deal with it? So, you know.
That's right. Luke, how's your Sunday?
Day after Saturday.
Oh, come on now.
Actually, it's going pretty good. There was a documentary I watched on TV earlier today.
Oh, my God. What was it about, Luke?
It was about this woman, right, who had this son, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was in jail, and it was raining outside.
I don't even know what you're about to say.
It was raining outside, so I jumped in a pickup truck, and I was like, "Hey, man, we should go." But yeah, his mom tried a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the people about this because this is one of my favorite stories. What is the name of the song? Never Even Call Me by My Name, right?
Yeah.
What? Okay, so there's a verse in that song that says, "I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison." Okay, and I cannot make this up.
We're going to do this live.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
So,
are.
as you
It's
know,
real life. We have to do
this
it.
particular little troop of people, for many years, have been bar goers, and we go together. And we're at our little bar with our DJ Jason, who does not know that anything is happening. He's just playing the set. And the night my mom got out of prison, when she called me, God rest her soul, wherever the hell she is.
She rested.
She's
well rested. She's well rested.
Anyway, the night my mom got out of prison, that song was playing on that verse. And like clockwork, I freaked out, set my phone down, and was like, "You deserve this," and made her listen. Now, mind you, I hadn't spoken to her in 2 years, and made her listen to the entire song. And to make it even better, when I went to talk to her, the very next song queued up was Jailhouse Rock. And so I was like, "Hold on, you got one more coming." And I set it down and made it wait for another 4 minutes.
So then didn't you walk out the door and it happened to be pouring down rain?
Yeah, it was raining. She didn't get hit by a train. The cancer killed her.
Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm in rare form, so strap in.
It's Sunday at 7:15. You know what you're getting yourself
That's
into.
right, baby. Max, how's your Sunday?
I'm a lot better than I have been. And I'm gonna lie, I haven't had my vehicle. I haven't got a chance to go out and do any crazy shit. I don't have any crazy stories. I've been stuck here with these fuckers.
I know.
Oh, come now.
I know.
They're only fuckers a little bit.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good already. Talk some wrestling. We got a lot to talk about.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's gonna be a really good show.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it is.
Big Bad John, how's your Sunday, sir?
Sunday's going great. I'm feeling good, and I'm ready
We
to
got
go.
the new studio. Big Bad John was hard at work getting everything set up for us. It's looking good, baby.
You bitch.
I have to, he's the guy behind the. They know it's a gimmick. Thank you. Also,
Could have said Big Bad John's assistant.
Big Bad. Okay, fine. Tanya the assistant. Oh no, you gotta be the intern.
Tanya the intern.
Tanya the intern.
Oh.
You really want that job, don't you? All right. I'm really sorry, y'all. It's going to be a show today because lots changing in the world, but that's okay. It's going to get better. My God, it had better.
Maybe.
All right. Don't drink, don't smoke. As always, let's get right into it. Let's start the show off, fellas. What is first story on the docket? Big Bad John.
Right. Hey, he's pointing at you.
Lord William Regal has effectively departed from All Elite Wrestling and is on his return trip to the WWE.
Yes, and they did the whole breakup with him and MJF on Dynamite. Did the brass knuck shot to the back of the head, which was great, and he sold it like $1 million.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. We all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
We all knew when Triple H took over, this was going to happen, and to be completely honest with you, we can talk about, which we're going to talk about Dustin Rhodes here in a minute, but I believe that if there was a way for Dustin Rhodes to have went back to the E by now, he would have already been back.
And I imagine maybe that may still come down the pipeline.
One never knows.
So to give a little bit of a backstory to the Regal situation, William Regal was the commissioner character for NXT, but he was also one of the primary talent scouts and trainers. He also works very closely with Triple H, considering they've had a working relationship for the past 35 years.
Yes.
William Regal helped break Triple H into the business.
Yep.
William Regal gets released on one of the big release events due to budget cuts back when they were trying to be the corporate shilling for the sale, which now, fortunately, isn't going to happen.
Right.
But, so when Regal was released, he did get immediately picked up by AEW. He showed up. He created the Blackpool Combat Club, which was a collection of fighters and, shooter, tough guys, blah, blah, blah. And now that has run its course, he is going back to the WWE specifically to work in a backstage capacity.
Yes.
Which means he's not going to have an on-camera role, but he's going to be in the back, which we can only assume he's going to probably look at some of the production stuff for NXT, talent scouting, all the stuff that Regal knows.
He'll be Michaels' right-hand man.
Yeah, and boy, let me tell you, William Regal and Shawn Michaels collectively.
Well, and here's the deal: he only has to stay off TV for a limited amount of time.
So the nature of his release is provisionary that he stays off air, but that's only for the period of time that he was initially signed to AEW.
Right.
So if he had a 3-year contract with 3 years remaining, and his provisional release says he has to stay off TV for that long, then we won't see him on TV for 2 years. And obviously, we don't know the inner workings of those contracts, so we can only speculate.
Right.
Because that's not fact. Because we don't do that shit here. Meltzer.
Yeah.
We do a lot of speculating around here.
Yeah, but we don't call it fact. Like Dave Meltzer the other day, this fucking
guy.
guy.
Technically, when we speculate here, it happens. So it's not technically speculation.
Which we're gonna get to that too. But Meltzer, what was it the other day? I sent you guys a message.
Everybody steals our ideas,
and he posted. Hold on, let me read this verbatim. This guy. Again,
well, I know a couple weeks ago he posted about Roman Reigns' title reign.
We talked about that one.
Idiot.
Let me find this fucking thing.
Such an idiot.
And you guys tell them who Dave Meltzer is, just to get a recap.
Dave Meltzer is a giant waste of human life. He also at one point he was an accredited wrestling journalist.
The most accredited wrestling journalist.
Has been on the Young Bucks and AEW Take for a couple years.
And as Mr. James E. Cornette likes to say, he's lost the plot. So this was something that Meltzer actually said. There's something going on with Regal and AEW. He may be leaving or not. I'm not saying he's leaving, but it looks like he could be leaving or staying. What sort of backwards fucking pageantry is that? I'm not saying it's not going to rain, but I'm also not going to say it's raining. But it's definitely not raining right now, but it could rain.
But it could possibly be.
Sounds like every weather forecaster in Southern Illinois.
Jim Razor special right there.
Yeah, no shit.
We're going to expect a dusting of snow when we get 12 feet.
Shit. Never mind. I'm going to behave myself for a minute.
Kevin Huntsberger for president. Hashtag Kevin
Hashtag Kevin Huntsberger. But anyway, so yeah, Meltzer, again, on the Regal situation, complete and total doofus. But William Regal's back in the saddle, headed home to New York. All is right with the world. Speaking of heading back to New York, we got another one who's departing from their mother company at the moment. And that is this man. That's William Regal still.
Come on.
Get it together, Big Bad John.
My button ain't working.
I can fix that.
I'm
real good at pressing buttons.
Yeah, you are.
What is going on with that? Okay. He's got it under control, ladies and gentlemen. The mouse is not responding. Well, maybe not. Hold on.
Feed us some cheese.
Is it the mouse? Is the mouse not working?
And we're back!
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulty. Anyway, back to the goddamn it.
We're gonna get it eventually. Hold on.
It's coming eventually.
All right. Well, while Big Bad John is fixing this, I don't know what's going on, but hey, it's a new studio. It's a new day. All kinds of stuff can happen.
Totally down.
New day.
While he's working on that, we should vamp to some degree.
You know what we can vamp about?
What's that?
Where they can get a hold of us.
Yeah, well, we can't do the little pop-ins, but you can find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow that page, and you can join the new Pro Wrestling Throwdown group, primarily admin by one Max Fury. We're also admins, but Max basically runs the page.
And here's the deal. It's the closest and easiest way to get a hold of us and get your opinion shared.
Yeah, buddy. You can also check us out on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown01. And you can check out streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access the merch store. And over at the merch store, you can buy all of our swag. We got stuff with our faces on it. We got stuff with our labels on it. We got stickers and bags and shoes and pants. And we're getting a Too Many F's t-shirt now. because apparently, apparently I say the F word too many times. So
Only a little bit.
we're gonna market the fuck out of that. You're welcome. So yeah, check out the merch store. Every dollar you spend gets you entered into the monthly drawing for a free piece of merch. A free piece of merch. A free piece of merch. This month, I think we're giving away a hat.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. This month. Oh, actually, we got to do that drawing because it's now December.
We do.
So we got to figure out what the new merch is for December and get the drawing for the hat done. That being said, check us out. Every dollar you
We
spend.
will draw for that next week.
Yeah. And every dollar you donate, if you decide to do so, also get your name entered in that many times. Every dollar you guys donate goes right back into the show.
Yes.
For programs, music, stuff. We're trying to. You guys can already see we've upgraded this again. So Big Bad John's always hard at work doing that, and we thank you for your support. All right, back to the actual show that we're working on here before people start leaving. Eric Young has also finished up at Impact in a truly Impact fashion, where they killed him. That actually happened. And he is also going back to the
Killed
WWE.
in prison. He wasn't just killed, he was killed in prison.
So just look, I like the idea that Impact gets its beak wet a little bit with the reality bending nonsense.
Right.
But that's very heavily Lucha Underground Chikara territory.
You got to explain this a little bit, because I, for one, don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going
Okay.
What?
So the story is, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Go ahead.
that Eric Young violently attacked Sami Callihan some months ago. It was either Sami Callihan or Eddie Edwards. I don't remember. Either
Sami
way,
Callihan.
he got sent to prison for it and has been cutting promos from prison. And the idea was that the creative control process was that he was trying to leave Impact, which was a prison. So he got killed in prison, QED killed in Impact, and now he's leaving to go to the WWE.
To go to the WWE.
However, very meta. I mean, it's a traditional pro wrestling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. But Eric Young, if you don't know his work, I highly recommend you get acclimated. The man is a top-notch competitor. As everyone has said, probably the most slept-on wrestler of our generation.
110%.
And if you don't have room for the talent of Eric Young on your roster, then you don't have any room on your roster.
No, you really don't. Eric Young is such a good hand.
Yeah.
Everywhere he's been since the my favorite era, the Team Canada. Don't fire Eric. Don't fire Eric.
Loved it.
My favorite stuff he teamed with Sting. His Super Eric was on
Super Eric was
point.
brilliant.
His best work though is when he was married to ODB and he did the crazy gimmick where he would lock up with the referee.
Yeah.
Get in his underwear and drop elbow drops
Like
from the
Ric
top
Flair.
rope.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then his heel turn when he shaved his head and decided to
Yes.
become fully serious is just, it's
His-
unparalleled.
to his leadership of sanity
Yeah.
in NXT.
He's incredible, man. So I'm happy to see him coming back. I'm sure Triple H is going to put him to work. And
Almost immediately, I would bet.
Yeah.
Almost immediately.
All right. What is our next story? Big Bad John. Hello, kitty cat. You are gorgeous.
All right.
I love you. That's Kevin Owens.
Yes.
What's Kevin Owens doing on that screen, Luke?
Kevin Owens, it was announced earlier, he did the big Dusty Rhodes character-driven
Yes.
War Games tribute.
Yes, with the red elbow pad.
It was announced today through an interview that he had talked to Cody Rhodes about it originally.
Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes.
And he wanted to not only be it as a tribute to Dusty Rhodes, but a tribute to the Rhodes family because Cody was hurt.
Man, how do you feel being Cody Rhodes? You're in the WWE. WWE gets its first War Games. Your dad invented the fucking match, and you're not in it because you're injured.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
Especially considering if Cody would have joined that team, it would have been Cody versus Roman. And we would have been setting up for Mania season 2 months
early.
6
We'd
months
have been setting up for it early.
whatever it is.
But yeah, no, so he got a hold of him, was like, hey man, I want to do this for you, I want to do this for your dad, and for the entire Rhodes family, and of course Cody Rhodes was like, dude, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody in this world meant anything to Kevin Owens, it was Dusty Rhodes.
Absolutely.
The man took him in during NXT at a point where he had a reputation of not being the easiest guy to work with.
Yeah.
And Ring of Honor, and Dusty Rhodes took the effort to push through and to get Steen signed. It was cool to see it, on the big screen.
Cornette mentions this a lot, and I think it's worth talking about. All the stuff that Kevin Owens did to transition to go to the WWE, drop the weight, clean your look up a little bit, clean your face up a little bit, cut your promos a little bit harder, was all the stuff that Cornette was trying to force him to do at Ring of Honor to become the Ring of Honor top star. And
Yeah.
he just refused. And then when the WWE came knocking, Dusty Rhodes sat down and was like, all that shit Cornette told you to do, I'm telling you to
Yep.
do it. And now Kevin Owens, one of the biggest names in wrestling.
And of course, Dusty, when Dusty tells you, you listen. And
Well, you have to listen.
so one of the
It spits in
greatest,
your face.
well, one of the greatest gimmick men of all time.
Well, yeah, there's no one.
greatest
Well,
stick man of
I
all
wouldn't
time.
say no.
I wouldn't say no one better. I said one of the greatest,
Yes.
not the greatest.
He is pretty damn great.
He was damn good. I still, to this day, when I think of the top promos in my mind, there's Dusty.
Yeah.
Flair.
Yeah. You put Dusty over Flair?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then Piper above Dusty.
You think Piper's better on the stick than Dusty?
I sure
is?
do.
See,
And the fourth to round that top four out would be The Rock.
Well, yeah.
And then The Miz.
I started saying, if you want to have your top five, though, Flair's number one in my book. Dusty would be number two. Piper would be number three.
Right.
Cena is up there. Cena's way up there.
He's up there.
Roman's
up there.
I don't know. Well, okay. If we're talking just straight promos, Cornette and Heyman.
Well, yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, Bobby. Gotta have you some Bobby.
I was trying
Like,
to keep it just between
wrestlers
the
only.
ropes. Yeah.
I mean MJF. But okay, here's the
He
question.
hasn't put a legacy in yet.
Is MJF a good promo, or does he coast too much on shock value by what he says? Because I think he's a good promo, but there's a big argument to be made that he's a good promo because he's allowed to say shit that other guys aren't allowed to say.
But here's the
What's up, boy?
It
Love
was
you, boy.
the same thing with Stone Cold in his day.
I mean, but Stone Cold's, most of Stone Cold's promos were just give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
And what? And all of his catchphrases.
Yeah, but
Drink some damn beer.
when you
You're
look at
sorry,
it
son
through
of a bitch.
that story that Jericho shared was like,
Who, Jericho?
Stone Cold throws the mic in the crowd. Jericho sets the mic down and waits for another one.
I don't know. Well, that's just because of his level of star. Jericho on the mic, though. There's an argument to be made for Jericho as a top stick.
At one point, I
At
would
one
even
point,
have
for
put
sure,
Edge.
yeah.
At one point, I would have even put Edge.
Edge kills me. With
Bray
his promos.
Wyatt.
Again, like we were talking about off camera. I love Bray Wyatt. He's a damn good promo. Whatever the fuck it is he's saying. Because it's all very cool and it's very cryptic and it's very mystic.
You know what?
But he's not fucking saying anything. He's just saying words.
Well, that's the WWE's fault.
I want to make an argument for The Undertaker. While he speaks very, very little,
when he spoke, you listened.
Even if he wasn't speaking, you were paying attention.
That's true. However, most of his promos, if you really look at his body work when it comes to promos, kind of
his was more of a presence and not
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you can talk aura and presence and character build all day.
It's totally
and
different.
Taker's number one, but on the stick, and it's also easy to sound threatening when you're 7 feet tall,
right?
And you've got that deep voice,
and you've got the dark
He had a lot of
lights.
things that he really did. Honestly, if he talked too much, it would have exposed him.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to be intimidating when you only look at somebody and you're towering over them and you tell them to rest in peace and then you hit them in the face.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Michaels is good.
Here's my thing about Triple H, though. Triple H is really good at delivering the promos that are prepared for it.
Right.
But he has never been able to ad-lib. Every single time something fucks up, I remember specifically, right? It's 2007. It's right after... No, it's 2006. It's right after Evolution breaks up and Triple H beats up Ric Flair. He gets into a feud with the Big Show. And he smashes Big Show's hand in with a sledgehammer, right? The following week, he's in the ring telling people what happened. And they played the wrong slide.
Yeah.
And Triple H immediately looks down and goes, well, that's not really what I was expecting, but it's live TV, so I'll wing it.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to cut his promo, but he cuts it in this super thick, like, New York accent. When he's like, for those of you who weren't watching last week, I took a sledgehammer and bashed Big Show in the hand with it. Like, it just went completely off the rails because it wasn't the prepared material. That being said, there's a difficulty in delivering prepared material correctly and well. And that is something Triple H has to get.
We're going to talk about greatest promos. You got to throw CM Punk in, too. Stickman, you got to throw him in.
Just jerking himself. Fuck that.
Well,
you're right. He is good on the stick, but again, he's allowed to say things that other guys aren't allowed to say. So is that MJF, or is that the fact that most companies just allow him to be the anti-establishment guy?
Right, I get that.
Because Cena has to say what Cena has to say by the company standards, too. And he's a damn good stickman himself. But anyway, that's a fun little side tangent. We're talking about promos. All spawning from Dusty Rhodes, which leads us to this next slide. What a transition it was.
Very
It
good.
was nice.
Very good, Caleb.
Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin
The
Rhodes.
natural, baby. What's going on with Dustin Rhodes, Luke?
Dustin Rhodes was at an independent show over the weekend for a taping of something called Blizzard Brawl.
Yeah.
During that taping, he announced that due to all the injuries and things that have been building up on him for so many years, that next year is his last year in professional wrestling.
Yep.
Which I don't know if that means he won't be training anymore, because he works behind the scenes for the women's division in AEW, and
I'm sure he'll still
their
be
women's division is fantastic, and it's that man's fault why.
I'm sure he'll still be an agent of some capacity. I think he's going to retire from in-ring work.
But
however, if they're going to do that, give that man a run with the TNT title.
Give him something.
Don't have to put the world title on him, but give that man a run with the TNT title. Just for me. I really wanted him to get into a program with Jericho when Jericho was world champion.
I would have preferred him to retire as Goldust.
Dustin and Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. Rhodes can go out on top as a world champion for Ring of Honor. Now that's a story I'd like to see. Dual gunslingers. The story tells itself. They've been all the same places.
The Ring of Honor matches have been really good.
They haven't been. Jericho, hey, people can criticize Jericho for his politics and his bullshit backstage all they like, but he's on one of the best runs that he's had since he came to AEW.
Oh yeah, 100%.
His matches get progressively better. Obviously, there's something to be said about his whole Jericho Appreciation Society and how convoluted that gets. But if you look at the matches at face value, like Jericho's still got it at 50. What? 3 years old? 52 years old?
Hey, 52?
Yeah.
I think 51 or 52.
Yeah. He old. All right, I'm taking a bite of this pizza, and then Big Bad John, you can take us to the next slide. Guys, sorry we're eating on camera. Like I said, we had to move into the new studio.
Hey,
it's not something we normally do.
YouTube was made famous by people who ate on the internet.
Yeah,
man, it makes a good point.
It's just they have a nasty taste and we don't.
Okay. Hey, welcome, Joy Pro Wrestling. One of our brother podcasts. I would have said sister podcast.
Also a handsome man.
Yes, it is. All right, we got another prediction that we made came correct, except it came correct a week late.
Yes.
Tegan Knox did, in fact, return to the WWE this past Friday night.
Liv Morgan. I'm sorry. I'm not Liv Morgan. Bailey Skids are out there. What?
I love that you call them Bailey's
Yeah,
Kids.
Bailey Skids.
If anyone hasn't seen Bebe's Kids, that's the reference. And please watch it. I don't have time to explain how good it is.
No one watching this doesn't know who Baby is.
I guarantee you, Bethany has never heard of
No,
Bebe's
that's
Kids.
probably pretty true.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so they're out there that talk mad shit.
What up, Duke?
No one left in the back that wants to take us on. Blah, 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 blah. Out comes Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan says, 1, 2, 3 on 1. I like those odds. And she goes off towards the ring. Gets in the ring. Of course, numbers don't lie. They start taking it to Liv Morgan. She holds her own for a good 3 or 4 minutes. And then out of nowhere, where they're getting ready to put her arm down and stomp on it, out comes Tegan Knox.
Now,
to make the save.
Just to give a little history here, Tegan Knox was Dakota Kai's primary enemy in NXT.
Best friend beforehand.
Dakota Kai turned on her. Good evening, Astrid.
At War Games.
The show turned on her at NXT, one of NXT War Games matches. And then went on to have a tremendous heel run in NXT shortly before their unceremonious releases on Black Wednesday. But we predicted that, number one, we predicted Dakota Kai would come back. And as soon as that happened, we knew they'd bring back Tegan Knox.
Yes.
We called it happening this previous week at Survivor Series.
We called it happening 6 months ago on our show.
Yes. But here she is. She's back, and we're still right. Suck it, Meltzer.
Yeah,
I said it. Too many Fs.
The women's division right now, as it's setting, is starting in a rebuilding process.
Monday Night Raw featured most of the women's wrestling heavy on the show. The women pretty much ran Monday Night Raw. We have, like we covered last week, the first IWGP Women's Champion ever in the history of the IWGP World, in the history of NJPW, AJPW, and
Wrestle
All Japan Pro, whatever the hell else. We have Shimmer and Stardom taking off huge in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We have WOW on CBS now in America. We still have a major, major influence from the Impact women's roster. Like, women's wrestling has never been more prolific and has never been better. And we tout that every single week, but genuinely, it's at the best it's ever been. With real, genuine national megastars like Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks.
Me and Maximus was talking about this off camera, and the opening for Raw, probably the best Raw opening I've seen, and I was very critical of Becky Lynch
She gave
when she was here last before she come back. But her coming back as the man, her promo was on fire.
You know why?
One of the promos of her life.
She gets to be herself.
Because Triple H isn't making her be a crazy goofy gimmick. Triple H wants the moneymaker Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch draws money when Becky Lynch is the man.
That's right.
All of Vince's experiments are coming to an end. With Seth Rollins, when he returns, after this little gimmick that they're going to run with Austin Theory, when he comes back, he's not going to be the Monday Night Messiah. He's not going to be the crazy guy. He's going to be Seth freaking Rollins. We're already seeing that transition with guys like Finn Balor and the Judgment Day, AJ Styles and the OC.
Judgment Day's starting to grow on me a lot.
I'll tell you what, Damian Priest sells Judgment Day for me. Damian and Rhea.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because we're talking about things that we called and reintegrating certain things and whatnot. Well, something else that they did on Raw was they started to integrate the intergender wrestling again. To wind up having a 4-on-4 tag with the OC and Mia Yim against Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley, and they actually did engage with each other.
Yeah,
and it
Which
was
something
actually
we haven't seen in a long time, and I've been talking about and calling for a good long while now.
something we've needed for a while.
Yes.
Keep in mind they had to sort of, I mean, they because one of their primary sponsors are like, you know, the National Women's Center, the National Women's Society, it's difficult for the WWE to skate by with certain things when it comes to intergender wrestling for obvious reasons.
Yes, but
at the same time, at a competitive level, I mean, get them in the ring. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that.
They had Stephanie's always been a big proponent.
And let's also keep in mind the product we're discussing. We're not talking about putting Ronda Rousey in a UFC ring with Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Those are completely different elements. What we do is predetermined, and you see women in fight scenes with John Wick beat the fuck out of that girl in John Wick 2.
Oh yeah,
Beat the fuck out of her. So come on, man, it's entertainment, and there is a market for women's wrestlers competing against men when it's booked properly, when it looks correct. If it's not just an adamant violence angle, there's a huge marketability for that.
yes.
Sexy Star, Lucha Underground, 2016, the first national company that put their primary title on a woman.
Look how that ended up.
Followed by Impact with Tessa Blanchard.
Yes.
Oh, look how that ended up.
Yeah.
How is it that every single time one of the women have taken the primary title, it's like the worst, most toxic person in the fucking locker room?
With the exception of China.
Well, yeah, China being the first women's Intercontinental Champion. Or the only women's Intercontinental Champion. Not even first.
2-time.
2-time. All right.
She was a 2-time Intercontinental Champion.
What the hell are we even talking about right now? Oh, we were talking about Tegan Nox and her return. But yes, that's another thing we predicted correctly. They got another good hand back on the women's roster. Women's wrestling's kicking ass. Women's wrestling's running the WWE right now.
Loving it.
And also, like, it's the added mystique too, with like this constant speculation around Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Naomi. Like, people are invested in what's going on in the women's division, and that's really cool to see.
And it's Rumble season.
It is Rumble season, baby. And we got a women's Rumble. We don't know what could happen. They had an Impact Women's World Champion in last year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they did.
Don't forget about that. What if we see Kairi Sane repping the IWGP Women's title?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would put the Women's Rumble on the fucking map if you brought in another International Women's World Champion.
I want Kairi Sane and Io Sky.
Ooh, I would like to see Kairi Sane and Asuka for the IWGP Women's title.
That would be awesome too.
If they can let goddamn Nakamura go and wrestle Great Muta, which
And Anderson.
yeah, and Anderson still the never openweight champion. So yeah, give it to me, Vince. Triple H, make it happen. Sorry, I just had a flashback.
And I was about to say, did you sneeze?
I
I
forgot
heard
who's in
Vince
charge.
come out of your mouth.
All right, what do we got next, Big Bad John? Big Bad John. He's badder than Bad Leroy Brown.
That's right.
All right, so this is a cool story and something that I think is super conversation worthy. Kurt Angle recently on his podcast talked about how in 2006, 2007, he was contacted by Brock Lesnar, who had just finished up with the WWE, and had just finished up with NJPW. And he's asking Kurt, you know, how much money are you making down in Impact? And Kurt tells him his number, and he's making, I don't fucking know, probably $1 million, $2 million.
Quite a bit.
Considering he didn't have to travel, he was already there, local, blah, blah, blah. But it was pretty nice change.
Right.
And so Brock said, hey, if you can get them to pay me that, I'll come in.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle approaches upper brass for Impact, TNA at the time, and TNA said no.
Right.
Now, here's my question, right? Yes. Or here's my point, and I want to talk about it. Yes,
Okay.
Brock Lesnar, absolute monster, and is a verified draw.
Yes.
You're going to make money off of Brock Lesnar, right?
Well, if you're not making money off Brock Lesnar, something's wrong.
But on the landscape of TNA at the time, we're talking about 05, 06. How much mileage can you get out of a Brock Lesnar after he wrestles Kurt Angle, after he wrestles Samoa Joe, and after he wrestles AJ Styles?
Not much.
You can get a one-off with a guy like Abyss, Lesnar versus the Monster. That'll sell you one paper.
Maybe two.
Maybe two. You can get another one maybe with Lesnar and say, I personally, and I don't give a shit what anybody says, in 2005, this would have been cool as fuck, Scott Steiner and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner and Brock Lesnar let those two mealy-mouthed bad motherfuckers get in the ring and just suplex the shit out of each other.
I give
15
him
minutes. 8 minutes. Give me 8 minutes.
I give him
That's
33
interesting.
for third odds.
Yeah, 33 to third odds. But yeah, you'll get your match. You'll get your match with Joe. You'll get your match with Angle. You'll get your couple of... even Lesnar and Jarrett could draw money one time.
Oh, yeah.
But my question is, was it smart for Impact to turn off making that investment? Because after a certain point, there's just nothing else you can do with the Brock Lesnar after he's beaten everyone in your company. And there's nobody in the world who's going to buy a pay-per-view to watch Brock Lesnar wrestle Chris Sabin or Sanjay Dutt or Shark Boy. Like, it's not going to happen. There's just no reason. There's no return. If he signs a multiple-year deal, let's say he signs $1.5 million for 3 years in 05, that's what in today's money? 2.6, 2.7, something like that?
Okay.
So if you look at that, if he signs a 3-year deal, that means they're obligated to pay him $4.5 million.
Yes.
You're not going to make $4.5 million off of Brock Lesnar for that long.
You're not going to make $4.5 million of him wrestling any Impact talent, with the exception of AJ
With the exception of the guys we've already talked about. So, was it smart for TNA to pass? Now, keep in mind, Lesnar also means draws, ratings. He means more fan interaction, people interested from the WWE, possible merchandising. So that's a huge one. That's a huge part of the discussion. But is it smart for them to not make that investment in 2006?
I think Lesnar proved that it was not really the best idea.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that his comeback in WWE was so large and so huge and still being felt, I think TNA might have made a mistake.
I don't know.
I just don't see how they make. I just don't see how they make any money off of
Yeah.
Well,
the
the company would make money. The company would make money.
it. Yeah.
Through all the things that you talked about, licensing, and this, that, and the other, there would be no
But
different
$5
than
million
how
over 3 years. More than 5, because it's not just about breaking even. You want to make a profit. You can tell me Brock was going to make them more than $6 million, considering Impact was still such a small, very seldom.
Is that what he was asking for?
Well, I'm just assuming that's what Angle was getting paid, and that's what Lesnar said he'd come in.
It honestly sounds like at the time they did not make the wrong decision, but if it would have been Brock Lesnar of now at that time, then yes, they would have made a
100%.
Because at the time he wasn't doing his own promos.
And
You didn't expect him to talk. You expected 4 or 5 moves.
Yeah.
What, 10 minutes?
Yeah. Well, and here's the other part of that. Kurt Angle won the IWGP title from Brock Lesnar at what, Wrestle Kingdom 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
So in the main event, which TNA again did not promote, because TNA had a working relationship with IWGP.
Yes.
Wrestle Kingdom is the literal biggest guaranteed selling
It
event.
is their
ever in
WrestleMania.
wrestling. It sells out 60,000 seats, no matter how many nights, no matter how many events, no matter how long it runs. It sells out every fucking seat in Tokyo now.
Every year.
And TNA had a working relationship with IWGP, and they did not promote the fact that you could purchase that on pay-per-view through a secondary provider and watch Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar for a Japanese World title. If that doesn't show you right there how big TNA would have fucked that boat up, how do you not promote? You're right. The biggest wrestling event in the world yearly. Guaranteed wrestling event, I should say. Because WrestleMania, you can say they sell out 74,000 tickets every time they go to a stadium. But that wasn't the case in 05.
No.
If you're still selling out the fucking Tokyo Dome every single year, January 4th rolls around, your main event is Kurt Angle with Brock Lesnar, and ESPN isn't fucking talking about it. Like at the time, ESPN was still covering wrestling.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing. Yes, we knew it was a show, but ESPN was still heavily invested. So we're not seeing any international news, all because TNA didn't want to put the money into the budget, or didn't want to put the money into the promotion budget.
Yeah, it's a gross undertaking, really. Yeah, I don't really know, because like I said, it would all depend on what that figure would be, whether or not they missed out on it.
I don't know, man.
Financially.
I just don't see how long you can go.
Probably not long. I mean, I would be the first to admit that.
Did Matt Morgan and Brock Lesnar at the time would have drawn?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With Brooks? Yeah, 100%.
I think that's a match I'd pay to see.
It would have totally hurt.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash was there at the time.
Yep. Yep.
Nash and Lesnar would have been something back then, because Nash would have still been young enough to go.
Yep. Yeah, he wouldn't have tore his quad yet.
Oh, that's 3 torn quads later. Motherfucker tears his quad tying his shoe.
Have you seen his legs?
Oh, yeah.
And he took that picture on Instagram, and his legs are all snake-looking.
Fangles,
Yeah.
All right, what is up next? We have been rambling way too long. The show's dying. It's not. That's Ricochet. He is the winner of the WWE World Cup, which means he's the best in the world at the moment.
The SmackDown World
Cup.
The
SmackDown World Cup. Excuse me.
Yes, not the WWE.
How is it a World Cup if it's only on SmackDown?
I don't know. He had because it was pretty much everybody in it was from different countries.
Because all the championship games and shit are getting ready to be played on Fox, and they didn't want their WWE program to do that.
It's actually a really spectacular match against Santos Escobar.
Formerly King Cuerno.
Yeah.
Ricochet won it with not his normal, the 450 or the moonsault or whatever, the
640
shooting star press is what he normally does. He ended it with a 650.
Yep.
That motherfucker.
650 splash. Like that. You know how many rotations that is?
3.5.
That motherfucker defies gravity.
I love how you're just so chill about it.
And in 2010, I was getting bigger paydays than Ricochet was. And now he's a fucking world champion on WWE.
And now look at you.
Well, he's a World Cup champion.
World Cup champion. And I'm overweight doing a podcast in my buddy's craft room. Yep. How the fuck? How the turntables, motherfuckers. Don't drink.
No, yeah, and he pulled out the Cuerno. He pulled out the bow and arrow Cuerno thing too before he jumped and dove at Ricochet too.
If you haven't watched Lucha Underground, you have to go back and just appreciate good Lord, I'm having a stroke. Appreciate how good King Cuerno really is. Because that motherfucker, WWE does not do him justice.
No.
Because he is so good.
But here's the deal. Now that he's on SmackDown, maybe. He keeps putting in banger performances like he did against Ricochet, and it'll be no time.
Is that banger?
After banger.
Good Lord, we don't have
Thank you for the support in the room.
Sheamus in here somewhere?
I wish.
All right, so now we've got Ricochet. I know you're in there, Snake. Big Bad Jump, for God's sake.
There it is. This is great.
Let's talk about this, okay? Now look, we shit on Impact a lot over here. I understand. But if you're not watching Impact right now, this is definitely worth talking about because this is one of the best world title programs, bar none, going on in the game right now. That's Bully Ray, former Impact World Champion, former multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion, TNA Tag Team Champion, most prolific Tag Team Champion everywhere, right? And also, what up, Joe Smith? The Don is back.
The Don is back.
Bully Ray, storied career, blah fucking blah. One of the absolute best heels in the game. So he won the Name Your Shot Battle Royal gimmick where now he can claim a title shot at any time. Comes out, He's talking to Impact World Champion Josh Alexander, who we love over here.
Yes, 100%.
And starts talking to him about wanting to cash in a shot. They have an altercation. Bully Ray beats on him a little bit. Zip ties him to the ring ropes. Threatens him with a steel chair. Drops the steel chair. Grabs. Bring that picture back up, would you, Big Bad John? That is Josh Alexander's real wife. That's his shoot wife, real wife. Shoot means real. I don't have time to explain it to you. Toby Tooley. Stop talking with the down later in your mouth. All right, motherfucker. You're going to get me banned because I'm going to start saying some shit that I'm only allowed to say to you in person. Anyway, Bully Ray reaches over the barricade, grabs Josh Alexander's wife over the barricade with her. Basically threatens to pile driver, threatens to hit her with a steel chair. Sorry, guys, we do have a bit of a lag. We're in the new studio, so that'll get fixed as we go on. Our apologies. Anyway, then does not pile driver, like throws her down. Josh grabs her, comes back at both of them with the chair while he's holding her on the ground.
Right.
Would you do anything to save your wife? If I hit her from this range, I'm not going to miss. I'm not going to miss. Just basically screaming in his face about how he's going to kill his wife. Incredible. Makes Josh Alexander hand him the world title just so he can throw it on the ground.
Yep. Bully
Ray is right now the best heel in the game. Watch Impact, please, specifically for that. But also, Triple H, you're in charge now. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 pretty please. Hire Bully Ray and have him wrestle Kevin Owens. Just for me. You don't have to tell anybody else for me. I won't say anything. You don't have to say anything. We don't have to look each other in the eyes. Let's make this happen for me. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
You can send donations to.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of all that shit, you can find us over. Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Huh?
You're right. But you're on thin ice. Joe Smith the Don says TNA sucks. Hey, look, man. The very first time we covered Impact on this show 3 years ago, we shit all over it.
The attack of a ghost in a hallway.
But over this past couple years, it has really gotten better. And it's, in some cases, really gotten good. And also, we've said this numerous times, it's the best produced wrestling show there is.
Yep.
When you look at advertisement placement, commercial placement, and just overall runtime of matches versus camera time, it is the best produced wrestling show.
Yes.
Like, that's not going to change. All right, so now that we've talked about Impact, let's talk about some other
hold
shit.
on.
What?
You were about to tell the folks some stuff about donations.
Oh, yeah. Check us out over at Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTV. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And you can check out StreamLabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown where you can access our
Merch store!
Over at the
Merch store!
We've become
Merch!
we've become the iCarly Pro Wrestling Podcast. Over at the merch store, you can find all of our merch. We got all kinds of shit, man. We got stuff, and we got things, and we got some more stuff and some more things. Check out all the stuff and things.
Check out our Facebook group to see a lot of those things.
Yeah, check us out. If you do follow the page on Facebook, you can join the Pro Wrestling Throwdown group. Max is the primary admin over there. He's absolutely fucking killing it. So check that out. Don't forget also to like and subscribe here. Please like the stream. It helps us with the algorithm. And if you subscribe, you get to talk shit in the chat like Joe Smith and Don's mom. Who's the most famous wrestler you have an autograph of then, lads? Well, I don't have a whole lot of autographs, but I can tell you that I've been in the locker room with a ton of them. And that's pretty cool.
I've been in the locker room with a lot. I've got a couple autographs. I got Sabu and...
I didn't get an autograph, but I met Mickey James.
Yeah.
Well, he got something signed from her, but for legal reasons, we can't talk about it on this.
All right.
Yeah, I framed that, by the way.
I know you did. With a Trish Stratus sticker.
I have 2 Twitter direct messages from both Goldust and Vampiro, if that counts as an autograph.
Yeah.
I don't believe it does. Whatever. All right. So, yeah, check out the website. Hey, also, if you buy the merch, every dollar you spend gets you 1 entry into our monthly drawing. Also, if you donate, same rules apply. We're going to do the drawing for this month next week with the hat. And then we're going to find the new piece of merch for this month that we can auction off at the end of this month. Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
All right, great. Fuck 'em.
I believe it's going to be a beer koozie.
There are going to be a lot of anonymous donations. Or I could just buy one, I guess.
Well, buy one, you might get two. You might win in the
Wouldn't that make
lottery.
sense?
One never know. You might win in the lottery. You might win the second one. Who knows? Yeah, Bully Ray was insane.
Dude, and he looks so good. He's laying down, his arms are fucking. Of course, he's on the gas again, but that's fine. But he looks like a fucking badass.
That's fine, he says.
Whatever. Hey, look, man. Actors take steroids all the time. Wrestlers really should be allowed to under doctor's supervision.
I guess it makes sense.
This type of wrestling, kids. Not the Olympics.
No.
Not today.
Hey. So, that's Bianca Belair.
It is.
In a swimsuit. With a number. Why does she have a number, KB?
Because she competed in an international bodybuilding competition.
Yeah, she did. She is probably... It's so hard to really tell how defined she is in the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
With the tights and the stuff that she decides to wear. It hides a lot of it. But look at that picture.
We talk
She
a lot
is cut.
about her performance and like how naturally athletically gifted she is. That right there isn't aesthetic strength muscle. She is as strong as she looks.
Yeah.
And probably stronger than she looks. She's incredible. Now, we didn't actually check to see if she won the damn thing.
Right.
But it is cool that she competed. There's always been this weird cross-section with the WWE, specifically in bodybuilding, all the way back to the 80s, where Vince McMahon ran his own professional bodybuilding company, and that's how
the WBF.
That's how we discovered Lex Luger.
It was the 90s.
90s, whatever.
Yes.
But another athlete with the ability to cross over into other mainstream sports or other mainstream entertainment venues, Bianca Belair.
100%. Also, she's got that deal with Hulu.
Yeah.
Coming up for her in Montez Ford's
She's
reality.
also the current reigning and defending Raw Women's Champion.
Yes, she is.
She's
on top of everything over there. She is the face of the Raw Women's division.
That's right.
Right at the moment. Certain things she can do a little better than she has, but she's still green.
I think she's right.
Oh, she's good, but I mean, there's certain tweaks and stuff I would do, but other than that, I think that she's doing really well. She's carrying the belt really well.
Yeah.
So, and when you have matches that back it up,
yep, ain't nobody can do it.
right.
All right, Big Bad John, what we got?
Hey.
So Stephanie McMahon, current acting CEO of the WWE,
yes,
has announced the Global Initiative.
Yes.
Where basically the WWE is going to build international performance centers in countries all over the world to cultivate local talent so they can build the brand from the ground up in that area and then create basically the WWE as a landing space for all of this performance center tenured talent from all across the globe.
Yeah.
They're starting next year with the NXT Europe campaign.
Mm-hmm.
They're still working on the NXT India campaign. And basically, there's going to be a performance center in pretty much every corner of the world at some point.
Well, they just talked about one in Australia, too, correct?
Yes, one in Australia. How do you feel about her promo skills? Bianca Belair, yes. Her promos do need work.
As of the latest post that I can find, results are still not clear as far as the competition.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Max, for checking that out. I forgot we have a fucking producer here.
He's sitting in front of you.
He's literally sitting right there producing.
Right in front of him.
Yeah.
It's okay. They forget about me a lot.
I got a rock. So did my mom, but it was a different type of rock.
She wouldn't share.
Anyway, whatever. We can't laugh about it.
Right, you know.
What the fuck were we talking about just now?
Okay,
global. So the global campaign's idea basically is to centralize professional wrestling in markets all over the world where they can tap into like local syndication for their local performances and blah blah blah.
Right.
And then the WWE as the major internationally syndicated brand is the calling spot.
Yeah.
So that does a couple of different things. Number one, it creates its own self-sufficient territory system, which was always the plan.
Yeah.
And we've been saying that was the plan from the beginning, which is.
And still is.
Number two, it creates a variety of new opportunities for gimmicks, for characters that you wouldn't normally see in today's setting. More traditional heel roles, heel and babyface roles specifically, and the ability to cultivate a megastar from another country to come to another country and wrestle their megastar, essentially creating dream match scenarios. But they're all completely umbrellaed in-house.
Yeah.
When you factor their performance territory system against their recruiting system with the world's top athletes and top independent professional wrestlers, we're looking at the next landscape in 5 to 10 years being a completely international hodgepodge of the top names in the world being from across the entire fucking planet.
Yeah.
Which is such a cool opportunity and will really be cool to watch evolve.
Hello, Trex.
What's up, Trex? Welcome to the show. Do you have anything to add, you chatterbox?
For me?
Yeah, you.
Actually, yeah. Max was talking about something that he ran across about Stephanie McMahon.
So what you have to add is the thing that Max has to add.
Yeah.
Great.
He's the producer. That's what he's supposed to do.
Do we
Produce.
have that image there, John?
Well, we
I don't
have
think
a
it was-
image.
That get put somewhere else.
And image.
I don't think that image that
No,
you
that
said.
one didn't make the cut.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's okay. Well, basically, there was I ran across a headline that said that Stephanie McMahon was working on in talks with and getting involved with the boxing community.
Hold up. We have to talk about that, but then I have to answer this fucking question because this has been chewing my craw all week. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I tried to open the article and it didn't actually open, so I couldn't read the article. So we're just going to talk about what would that be like,
Well,
and what are the possibilities there? What do you think might happen with that?
Can I take it real quick?
Mhm.
Well, here's the deal. You have Logan Paul. You have Jake Paul, who wants to work with the WWE in some form or fashion. Right there, you can promote the rest of Jake Paul's fights, put them on pay-per-view with a wrestling show, and be able to make money off both sides.
Well, and the other part of that, remember that Shane McMahon tried to convince Vince to buy the UFC when it went to sale before Dana White and his purchasing group got it. The McMahons have always been interested, again, with Vince's bodybuilding, the WBF, they attempted with the XFL. They've always been interested in expanding into legitimate sports. The problem that the WWE consistently ran into the first time was keeping the WWE as a separate entity.
Yeah.
Now, with a completely separate logistics department and the $1 billion infusion they get every year from Saudi Arabia, they can absolutely expand, and they should expand into combat sports because they can also generate another caliber of superstar there for combat sports and really turn combat sports into combat sports entertainment by expanding their products.
Right.
But I think it's a great idea. They also, again, scout the top athletes in the world like they already do. They can find the best wrestlers. They can find the best fighters. They can find the best grapplers. They can find the best fucking kickboxers. I mean, they've got more access to Olympic athletes than half of the... They have more access to Olympic boxers than the WBC does, which is the #1 sanctioned boxing company in the world. So if that's the case, and they're really going to scout the top fucking MMA prospects all over the world, that'll be the best version of MMA you've ever watched.
Yep.
With their capacity to bring entertainment into the fold as far as how it would look, how it would sound, the people on commentary being able to deliver, and then you pair that with the top fighters in the world, yeah.
I love the fact that it's Stephanie.
Yeah.
Going through this and not
that's a fuck you to Shane,
anyone
I
else.
guarantee you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a fuck you to Shane.
Probably a FU to Vince as well.
Yeah. All right. So Trex Guy asked a question that I really want to tackle. Says, what do you think of the Liver King? The lies and the steroid use. Now,
What?
some of you don't know who Liver King is, and I'm going to give you a quick education. Liver King is an older guy, wealthy guy, right? Physique like it was chiseled out of stone. Okay? Claimed that he never used steroids. Claimed that it was all natural from his primal diet and his training, and his primal diet consists of almost no vegetables and meat of all varieties, with a couple of other protein differentials thrown in, right? Which, absolutely, as is a sustainable way to get fit. In some ways, you're going to tear your colon apart, but hey, I'm not here to judge. Anyway, swore up and down that he wasn't using steroids. Created his own line of supplements to sell. created all this bullshit about the fucking primal lifestyle when his doctor this past week came out and exposed the fact that he takes $12,000 a month in human growth hormone and other steroid supplements.
Wow.
Basically getting ousted to his millions of followers who he has been okay, first of all, if you looked at the motherfucker and you believed in some way he was natty, I highly recommend you stop paying attention to these fucking snake oil salesmen and read a book about nutrition. Please, please, please. Number two, don't destroy your fucking insides with a bullshit diet that some guy is going to sell you to tell you can look like him when he has clear cosmetic surgery and clear steroid use.
Yeah.
Number three, he gave this bullshit fucking apology where he was like, I'm embarrassed. I did use steroids, but I started the primal mission for all the men who suffer from suicide, blah, blah, blah. Go fuck yourself. You got caught lying to millions of people who pursued. Again, I mean, fucking 73 million people voted for Donald Trump, so I get that some people just believe whatever the fuck. But the idea that fucking this guy could go to all of these people who who were genuinely looking for guidance and genuinely looking for a way, like, to motivate themselves and help with their depression, and this guy force feeds you bullshit and then gets exposed, and then you get on fucking TikTok and you're like, I'm sorry that I lied, but I lied so I could make money. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. You belong in the lowest of low fucking rungs of hell for the type of abuse that causes and the type of, like, malfeasance that is. Like, when you put people's lives in jeopardy by telling them they can take this medicine and eat this garbage way of life and it's going to be healthy for them.
He probably hangs out with Teddy Hurt.
He's a fucking prick. And here's the fucked up thing, right? There are other accredited nutritionists that he would pay off to tout his bullshit. So there's an entire network of these fucking snake oil salesmen all over the fucking internet telling people that you can look like a genetic monster if you fucking take a supplement and eat your steak raw. And again, if you believe that, I highly recommend you get fucking examined, but also do not listen to all of these fucking, don't listen to an if you want to know how to fucking get healthy, talk to a doctor.
Yeah. Maybe,
probably. Or a certified dietitian, a certified nutritionist, certified personal trainers. Put in the fucking work and whatever and do it, but don't fucking get, when you fuck up, you can't just be like fucking, oh, I'm sorry, I lied to 10 million fucking people who gave me their money. No, he should be fucking deplatformed. He should have to give back in restitution every fucking slimy dollar he made, and then he should have once a day where he has to walk up and let Mike Tyson punch him in the fucking mouth. Until every single lie comes out of it.
I'm totally down for watching that. Yeah, put on pay-per-view.
I cannot stand to watch people like that. You got a guy, right, who, like, he's been skinny his whole life, okay? And he just wants to be able to put on muscle, and the fact that he can't put on muscle, the fact that his health is waning, the fact that this and that, and he's getting depressed about it, and he can't find anything to do, and then he finds this fucking guru who's like, hey, man, I can help you on your journey. Buy my thousands of dollars worth of supplements and eat raw meat. And this kid puts his fucking life in more jeopardy and his health in more jeopardy because he found, stupidly, I might add, the one person he wanted to fucking believe in, and the guy who took his money was completely okay with deceiving him. Yeah. He's a fucking fraud. He's a fucking prick. And people like that are the worst.
Yeah, they really are.
Thank you for giving me something to rant about this week. Fuck that guy. Don't drink. Or probably do, I guess. I don't care. The world's out there. Fucking eat the raw meat, eat that guy's fucking supplements, and eat my fucking mouth.
Other people including drugs?
I quit doing blow, not quit being rad.
Minotaur!
All right. Now that I got that out of my system, we have a show to do.
There's some show here.
My
I don't know what it is.
Friends. I need a hard reset over here. Not to mention the money he took in the light. Yeah, exactly. Exactly to mention. I guess that's the lag. The money he took and he lied about it. All right, well, what do we have next before I have an actual stroke, I guess?
Well, that was Stephanie.
That was Stephanie. Kofi! Kofi is the first man to declare for the Royal Rumble.
It is officially Royal Rumble season.
Yes, it is, baby.
Now, here's the deal. I don't know if WWE is not having a December pay-per-view or what's going on because on SmackDown, they kept promoting for the Royal Rumble. And they said that the Royal Rumble will be on the last day of January. So what are we doing other than Deadline what are we doing until we get to the Rumble? That's a long, long wait.
Yeah, but you got what? Rumble's in January. It's just now December.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only
end of January.
Yeah, but it's, what, 8 weeks? They got 2 TV shows a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to have a PLE, that's all primetime content to build up to the Rumble. Especially if you're not using that time to take off to promote to another pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's a solid 2 months of promoting. That's a solid 2 months of declarations. That's the way to set up Roman's title defense. All of that, you line out completely over the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Dedicate everything going into the Rumble. That way, everything that happens in the Rumble can be dedicated to going to Mania.
That makes sense.
I think it's smart to. Plus, not having another pay-per-view won't interfere with NXT's pay-per-view.
Well, Kofi announced that that not only would he be in the Rumble this year, but he would he would make right what went wrong last year.
What happened last year, Luke?
He went to do the barricade Spider-Man catch, and both feet hit the ground.
Which is the first time he's ever messed up.
Christmas break, take Raw and SmackDowns, I heard. That is a good possibility. Hadn't heard that. Thanks, Mark, for that.
So, you gotta help me out here. There we go. The Royal Rumble, every year when Kofi gets eliminated, he finds some fantastic way to save himself. That's why the mistake is so important.
Yes.
I may actually fucking
Yeah. No, yes. It's a way to make up for the fall. It's a way to get that Royal Rumble moment back. Because once Kofi fucked it up, the first thing that we had said to each other was like, well, there goes that moment.
Yeah.
He won't do that again, and he's
dedicated.
He's dedicated to wronging the right from last year, so there's no telling what he's going to do.
I hope it's good. And you know what's funny? Like, this is the only sport where, like, we know the outcome is predetermined, so you get to enjoy those other moments. Have you all ever heard of Sarah's Suitcase? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, was it a Samsonite? Swanson?
I'm going to put myself at risk. I'm going to Google this fucking thing live.
Oh, Lord.
Just because. Predictions on surprise entrance. Luke, why don't you throw some of those out there?
Surprise entrance,
Well, keep in mind.
Orton was one until I saw the surgery picture. So I'm going to take Orton out of the...
I think it's still too early.
I'm going to say Cody Rhodes, of course. Big E is a big possibility. Gosh, there's so many that it could be. It all depends on the working relationship and everything, because we might get Muta in the Royal Rumble.
I doubt we get Muta. This is crazy.
Oh, boy.
A woman...
I'm hoping to see Nick Aldis and Cody in the Rumble, Mark says. I also agree.
Yes,
I love
Nick
that.
Aldis. Nick Aldis for absolute certain. So this woman, apparently, her boyfriend got into a suitcase during a game of hide and seek or something.
Uh-huh.
And she locked him in it, and he died inside of it.
Did she know she locked him in on purpose?
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a suitcase when we were playing, just kind of like a hide and seek thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase, so I don't know what happened.
He won!
I don't know what happened.
He won! Hide and seek, the object of hide and seek, you pull it up on Wikipedia. We'll tell you. The only way to win on hide and seek is to not be found. Well, guess what? He won here's the deal. He is the Rocky Balboa of hide and seek. He's the champ. He's the Tom Brady of hide and seek. That man deserved it. Well, and here's the deal. I would say that they deserve to give him a trophy, but a headstone's kind of a trophy. So I guess you kind of win.
Oh, God.
It's a participation trophy.
No,
Wow.
he got a first place trophy. He won.
Okay, there's live video of it, so we will watch that off air. Is Jeff Hardy still under AEW contract? Yes, he is. He's actually due to make his return sometime after sometime after March, I think, once his 6 months of sobriety testing is up. However, he was considering not returning at all. That way his health wouldn't be further affected, having him to rely on drug use and blah, blah, blah. If he's not under contract, then he can probably make a Rumble spurt. But
yeah, yeah,
we'll see. All right, keep this goddamn show moving before anything else horrible gets said.
I'm just singing the guy's praises. So.
The Rocky Balboa. I'm used to that.
This is a photo from the Wrestling Observer, as you can see. All credit for this photo to the Wrestling Observer. Fuck Dave Meltzer. But it says that WWE's Robert Roode undergoes
Spinal fusion surgery.
Spinal fusion surgery. Successful spinal fusion surgery, which means don't look for Bobby Roode in the Rumble. Because that's probably not going to happen.
What in the fuck is the nutty? Goddamn it! What? This guy just keeps giving me things to look up. I don't fucking know. He's the fucking decider over here.
Last one. This will be the last one we look up. Unless it's wrestling related.
It's a hypothermal cave that was closed up on John Edward Jones in 2009. A spelunker got caught and they just sealed the fucking thing instead of got him out of it. Okay, the state of Utah is actually the best to hide and seek. Anyway.
Jesus.
Because you hit, they suck.
No, Robert Roode and having the spinal fusion surgery, we do, all of us here at Pro Wrestling Throwdown, wishing this video go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's got glorious recovery.
Glorious return. All right. Big Bad John, keep it trucking. I think we should be coming near the end of my...
WWE reportedly planning Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez at the Royal Rumble.
And no one gives a hot shit.
We all knew this was going to happen. If you've been keeping up on SmackDown, you know that they've taken out her arm. She now wears one of them Stone Cold braces on her arm. Basically, it's fodder. I wouldn't really put too much investment into this match right away because Ronda Rousey's not losing the heavyweight championship until WrestleMania.
To Becky
not
Lynch.
happening. And yeah, it'll be against Becky Lynch.
That's my guess.
Or maybe Shayna.
There could be an argument made for Shayna, for sure. Becky would draw more money, but Shayna would be a better match because she could wrestle the Ronda style.
Well, that's what I was about to say. They could work an MMA style fight, which would be fantastic.
You make a valid point, sir. All right, I believe we have one more slide on the regular show. Is that correct? We do.
Yes.
We do.
Reminding folks that AFU Hardcore Volume 2 is about to launch in February. AFU Hardcore returns to Anna, Illinois, quick skating rink with more blood, more violence, more gore, and more of these two motherfuckers calling the show.
That's right.
That motherfucker doing some stuff with the music. These motherfuckers there hanging out with all of us. And you motherfuckers coming to see the show. Too many F's, indeed. Come see AFU Hardcore.
That's right.
Fuckers.
Volume 2, come join the Rebirth.
Hey, look, for real, if you're offended by my use of the F word, go fuck yourself.
Explain to people why AFU Hardcore is so special, so different than the normal wrestling that we see around here.
Well, number one, we specialize in deathmatch wrestling, which is not something locally that's ever been attempted. Most promotions here genuinely attempt to be family friendly, because the idea is you can sell more tickets to kids.
Then you can do it.
Not to mention, it makes it easier for prospects who are training and wanting to get seen if they're. Oh my God, Ziggler Rudolph! I love that. They missed the trick not calling his tag team with Ziggler Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph. Anyway, what was I saying? AFU Hardcore, yeah. So we also bring in some of the top names on the independent scene, some of the top names in deathmatch wrestling. We pay a huge homage to deathmatch legends.
What is deathmatch wrestling for those that don't know? Deathmatch
wrestling occurs basically in
your mama's house,
wherever, in an environment that is much more violent than traditional professional wrestling. Weapons are encouraged, particularly the use of thumbtacks, glass, barbed wire.
Also, a lot of the use of fans bringing weapons.
Fans are the engineers of deathmatch wrestling. They create the craziest constructs for wrestlers to use. Obviously, there are exceptions. You can't just fucking stab your opponent. Even though I've made this argument, if there aren't any rules, why can't I just stab him to death and win?
He's
Because
why
then
he's
it's
no longer on the
murder.
road. We're allowed
No.
to
If
have
you
Hold
stab
on.
him to
Hold
death,
on.
it
Hold
is
on.
murder.
The ledger says death match wrestling. And it doesn't say cannot kill opponent to win. It says there are no rules. And if there are no rules, there are no laws. And in a lawless society, I will reign supreme by stabbing a guy.
Hold on just a second. I would just like to point out the fact that deathmatch wrestling that we do commentary for, that wouldn't fly either. You can't do that.
I'm not advocating.
Just a little
I'm
pokey
not
pokey.
saying I would. I'm just saying under the rules, I should be allowed to.
Well, I mean, if The Undertaker can shoot flames and electricity out of his hands, anything's possible.
Like, if there's a no disqualification match, if there are no rules, if it's no holds barred, why can't I just shoot the guy in the leg? I'm not gonna kill him, just bow right in the leg.
Okay, wait a minute. Went from stabbing to shooting people.
Okay, why can't I just stab the guy in the leg?
Okay.
Just take out it.
Why are you gonna go down for his leg? Why don't you just like get him?
Because I'm a fucking go-getter. I'm a winner, baby. Woo!
Well, if you wrestle the trunks, where are you gonna hide the knife?
Don't you worry about it.
He's got
We don't ask questions like
Who
that.
says I'm gonna hide it? I'll just come out brandishing that motherfucker like Thor's hammer. Ja-ja! Ja-ja!
no.
1, 2, 3. Winner by stabbing. Fucking me.
And Jasper's tired of it.
Pretty sure that won't hold up in court.
But your honor, I got the 3 count.
That's all that matters, baby.
I think Ziggler should form a tag team with Balor and call it Dolphin. Terrible.
I like that. All right, now that I'm done freaking out,
Is it almost that time?
come see Anna Fight Underground.
February 16th.
Pay a few hardcore rather. We
Tropical in Illinois. Come listen to us talk wrestling for our own amusement.
fucking you're done. Okay, baby.
That's it. New T-shirt design. Caleb win by stabbing.
Never met a guy.
No, it's the feature of one. Cha-cha!
Never met a guy who lost a fight by doing the stabbing. That's all I'm saying. Met lots of guys who lost a fight by getting stabbed.
I've seen some people lose houses, cars, and everything else from certain stabbings.
Okay, so, hold on. The T-shirt's gonna be Caleb's face and a knife, and then cha-cha!
Get right in the juju. All right, yes. I will be.
I like a cow. No, it's like
I think I've officially hard-boiled my egg.
like
No yellow.
All right, let's get some measure of show.
You know where you can get decorum from, don't you?
I don't know, Luke. Take a
There's
stab.
plenty. There's plenty of different ways you can do that.
Yeah, you can check us out over Facebook.com/Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TV. You can send us an email to
Cha-cha!
ProWrestlingTV@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown1. And you can check out, God damn it. You can't mess up the ad spots. Streamlabs.com/ you motherfuckers are going to do it. I know you are. Pro Wrestling, hold on, let me take this back. Streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown, where you can access the.
I want to just go for you, but this is too fun.
no one's gonna want to watch this.
Everyone's gonna watch it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Where you can access the merch store.
Merch store!
And over at the merch store,
Merch store!
you can find an anti-stabbing device. All right. Over at the merch store,
Merch
you can
store.
find all of our swag.
Yeah,
We've got stickers, shirts, yoga pants, shoes, hats, cups, gloves, koozies, you name it, we got it. With the exception of our limited edition spiral notebook, that's now gone. But every dollar you spend or every dollar you decide to donate gets you entered into the drawing for the end of the month for free merch. This month, We're going to do the drawing for November next week for the free hat. This month we're going to give away a koozie. So check that out. And thank you for your support. Don't forget also to like and subscribe over here. And when you find us at Facebook, don't forget to join the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Facebook group that Max runs. And he's running it like a madman on a treadmill. In the shithouse scope of the stage.
Madmen don't run on treadmills. What are you talking about?
All right. Oh my God.
Max. Time
now.
It's that time.
All right. God save my soul, Max. It's time for birthdays.
And bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right.
Wait, he's that way now. Wait, he's always been that way.
But first.
The fuck you pointing at? All right.
I'm fucking man.
But first.
Oh shoot! Yeah. First, I have some breaking news for you. Hold just a second.
I don't know what's about to happen.
So I was out and about the other day.
The other day.
No one told me.
I was out and about the other day. Decided to stop this game store. As I was looking inside, something was answered for me in the form of a gift given from the sweet baby Jesus. Can you show me the picture, please?
Oh, maybe. Hold on.
Might be able to see the picture.
Might
if not,
be
I'll
able
bring it up on my phone.
Oh. Boom, boom.
Johnny's having to fix more stuff because we broke it. And
Your face broke it, Caleb.
I'm a handsome motherfucker.
I won't go that far.
Well, that's all right. Your opinion doesn't matter.
There it is.
Bam.
Motherfucker.
I don't know if y'all see it, but this is an official, licensed, die-hard Christmas toy for the movie. That is a Christmas movie.
It's not a goddamn Christmas movie. Die Hard is not. It is a movie that happens at Christmas time.
Therefore, it's a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas. You know,
I would like you to look at the bottom where
you just explained it.
Look at the box. See the front of the cover? Die Hard Christmas.
it is not about Christmas.
Yes,
Christmas
it is about a bank robbery.
And at Christmas time,
if you get stabbed at Christmas time, was it a Christmas time stabbing?
Yes!
Yeah!
it only took place on Christmas Eve for a very specific reason. It had to take place
because
on
I know
Christmas Eve.
exactly
So
what
it
you're
wasn't
getting for
just
Christmas,
a random robbery. It was a robbery
a good
on
old
Christmas
case of
Eve,
goddamn
which makes
job.
it about Christmas, which makes it a Christmas movie.
It's not a fucking Christmas
You.
movie.
I
This
win.
show, this show went off the rails a bit.
You like it.
All right. I just had to point that out. You can go ahead and go back.
It is time to acknowledge Roman Reigns,
Yes,
the
Daddy.
entire bloodline, and what I'm going to call the Blood Gate.
Man is just gifted with genetics.
He is
Fucking
just
gross.
disgusting.
I love it.
Overactor channel.
Featuring
I would also like
Jimmy J and Sammy Uso.
I would like to point out the fact that all the arguments that fans have been making, if you look in the picture that we have right there, there is Solo Sikoa acknowledging the tribal chief.
Yes.
Right.
He's also acknowledging Sammy Uso.
Tremendous.
The other tribal chief.
What's our count at today? You know?
Roman is at 826 days. And the Usos are at 502 days.
Jesus. Congratulations to the Bloodline, continuing to dominate the landscape of the WWE.
Jesus has nothing to do with it. The Bloodline runs it.
Die Hard is not a fucking...
Die Hard is the best Christmas movie ever.
Astrid agrees that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I will die on this hill.
I just want to sit here and process.
You know what?
Drink my Miller Lite.
I've never seen it, so it doesn't matter.
Since Astrid made a comment, I'm going to go ahead and cover something that she asked. She wanted to just talk about Nikki Stick's birthday, which is actually going to be on next week's list. But yes, Nikki Sticks will turn. I can't tell you how old. Next Sunday.
Cheat, remember.
On the 11th.
How is it cheating if I remember?
How's it? Well, it's cheating when you don't remember.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it could be cheating when you remember too, right?
But anyway, let's
To be honest, neither of you are gonna remember.
Matt?
You're welcome. Right, who we got, Max?
Who's our first birthday?
Oh, man. This mouse has stopped working completely. Hold one moment, please.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, it's
Hiromu
Takahashi.
I have to see the picture first.
You are
Why, you
so
can't hear me?
prissy.
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
not hear me without?
Do I come to your job and throw rocks while you're mowing?
I was trying to kill you.
Come down there and push you off the corner?
I would unalive you, sir.
I doubt it. All right, we're waiting for Big Bad John to fix his mic. He's doing some like hardcore computer commands on the inside. This is the war room, kids. This is where all the magic happens.
Yeah, it is.
This is a
You're
brand
gonna
new
call it
studio.
magic? That's what you're gonna call it?
Ooh.
Well, I don't know about that.
All
right, here we go. There we go. Oh, it's Takahashi.
Yes.
Let's take a shit up, right?
Today is his birthday.
Wait, is that Takeshita?
That is Hiromu Takahashi.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
Takahashi.
All right.
La. 32.
35.
He turned 33 today. And for those that don't know, explain to people what we're doing with this real quick.
Oh, yeah. So, Birthdays and Bullshit is a segment we decided to do for a little bit of fun, where Max pulls up pictures of wrestlers and celebrities, and we guess their birthdays for points. The points mean absolutely nothing, but it's something fun that we do. It's a chance for Luke and I to talk people shit, and spread some media shit throughout the show.
And then, of course, bullshit is bullshit.
Yeah. Just more bullshit.
Was that your point?
That was.
Okay, that's not. All right.
Because I'm going to be
All
smacking
right.
that ass.
Let's move on then. Let's keep this train going. Larry Zbyszko.
The legend, Larry
The living
Zbyszko,
legend, yes.
was trained by Bruno Sammartino, had one of the absolute greatest programs as Bruno's protege when he turned on him. And Bruno, of course, was the second coming of Jesus Christ in professional wrestling in the 1950s and 60s. Zbyszko would go on to be WWF champion, NWA champion, AWA champion, and was a producer, writer for the WWF, for WCW, and for TNA at some
Also
point.
a commentator on Nitro.
Yeah. Zbyszko, 77 years old.
78 years old.
How about 71 years
Damn.
old? No point. I want to point
Wait
out,
a minute.
obviously, to everybody that this is where you're also going to get a lot of history.
Ric
and
Flair is
information.
older than Larry Zbyszko. That's fucking insane to me for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because I never think of like Bruno and Flair in the same
realm,
but they really just
They
sort of
really
passed
are.
one another.
Yeah.
Wow, nuts.
And actually, a couple of history lessons coming up. 'Cause we're going
I
to
got a
talk
history lesson
about
for you, pal.
on the
History
5th. Tomorrow we will remember the Dynamite Kid,
The Dynamite Kid.
1958 to December 5th, 2018. He actually died on his birthday. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Was trained in the Heart Dungeon. Had a storied career in Japan wrestling against Tiger Mask. Was one of the first innovators of out-of-ring action and out-of-ring combat outside of the ring. His feud with Tiger Mask put him on the spot, or put him on basically the fucking map. However, due to debilitating health because of the hard-hitting style that he wrestled and his drug use, his career was not long enough. But he was a brilliant technical wrestler, a brilliant tactician. And what the hell was that noise?
Jasper!
Oh, okay, great.
That was my dog yawning.
Anyway, brilliant tactician, brilliant in-ring competitor, and had a 2-year gap existed, people would be talking about him instead of Bret Hart today.
Yes.
But that's the unfortunate he passed
Also,
away.
the influence of numerous professional wrestlers in the business.
Oh yeah, Dynamite Kid was the best at one point in time. At least when one of the most entertaining as far as really genuine, hard-hitting, unpredictable style wrestling.
Yeah.
When you accompany that with his technical prowess, he had a style that absolutely nobody could match.
Then you threw in Davey Boy Smith on top of
As
that.
a tag team, and they were fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then also on the 7th, we remember
Ravishing Rick Rude.
1958 to 1999.
Dude could get heel heat just by taking off his shirt.
Rick Rude was actually in the middle of training for a comeback when he passed away.
Yeah.
He had also been on Raw and Nitro in the same night.
He set a precedent for that. He was a real world tough guy.
Yep.
There was not a wrestler who was ever on the road with a story about Rick Rude, about not how just how much of a genuine badass the dude was. The only guy who could have gotten a good match out of the Ultimate Warrior. I think the only guy who ever did get a good match out of the Ultimate Warrior. That's how good he was.
Not to mention his stuff with Jake and Jake's wife putting her face on his tights.
Oh my
stuff.
God,
such good
business, man.
That was a Bully Ray moment back in the 80s.
That's back when you believed that Jake the Snake Roberts had been redeemed, and instead he was just like mainlining heroin out of a Brazilian hooker's asshole after every match.
Yeah, I thought I partied hard when I had 6 beers at the bar, and then I heard that.
Nicky
I was like,
Six
man,
just did heroin out of a garden hose.
I'm a pussy. Sorry. But Rick Rude, yeah, one of the original members of DX. Also
Yes,
one of the original members of the NWO.
Rest in peace, good sir. You fucking prick.
Now, back to some birthdays.
All right.
On the 7th.
Bleeding McTitle tights. Or for those of you around the world, you know him as John Michael. Dean Ambrose is better.
I love it. Yes, that is former 3-time or 2-time AEW World Champion?
3-time AEW.
Former 3-time AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. And he is 37 years old.
He is covered in his own blood in that picture.
That's also probably somebody else's.
Oh, you're both right.
39.
Well, he's 37.
Woo!
Caleb guessed it, so he kind of won by default anyway. Yes, he will be 37 years old on the 7th.
Well, good for him.
Also on the 7th, we have one more.
I loved that MJF promo where he's imitating Moxley, and he's like, I'm going to crush his bones. I'm going to slip his blood. I'm going to drink his piss.
We have one more birthday on the 7th.
Who the hell is that?
That is ACH.
Oh, okay.
That's the dude that thought his T-shirt was racist in WWE.
Didn't he just get signed with...
He'd been with Ring of Honor for a little while.
I started to say, didn't he just get picked? I thought he got picked up by AEW.
Yeah, he was known as Miles. Something Miles in NXT.
Jordan Miles.
Jordan Miles.
I could not begin to guess, so I'm going to say 29.
I'm going to just say 30.
How about 35 on the 7th? Luke finally gets a point.
That's what you do every fucking time.
Let's go to the 8th.
See how stupid it looks?
Announcer of the year for like every fucking year ever.
Yeah.
Michael Cole.
Also undefeated at WrestleMania, I might want to point out.
Yes.
Oh, what number you got this time? Oh, by the way, there should be a warning or something telling people that I do that. Because if they got a headset on, they're really mad at me right now.
Sorry.
56.
50, because I think he's a little younger.
Michael Cole will be 54 years
Damn.
old.
Actually, it's that, sir.
Did you see how stupid?
Now I do.
Now I do. Thanks for telling me I've done it 12
Bring
times.
it up, bro.
On the
All right.
9th.
All right.
Any day now.
Hey, he's going to have
the Appreciation Night
yeah.
Monday Night Raw. That is the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, won the Olympic.
He's also having a birthday celebration on SmackDown as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Won the gold medal in freestyle in the 1996
he's
Olympics.
having those celebrations?
Does he win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck?
No, because it's his birthday, dumbass.
Oh, that's true.
That's probably pretty true.
It's damn true.
Damn.
Anyway, Kurt Angle, again, 1996 gold medal Olympic winner for the freestyle in wrestling, would go on to sign with the WWF in 1998. After a brief attempt at joining other wrestling companies, that's another story for another time, would go on in his varsity year to win King of the Ring, the Royal Rumble, the Intercontinental title, the European title, and the World title.
He won every title there was to hold in his freshman year.
In his freshman year, baby, would go on to wrestle for the WWF until 2006, would leave in 2006, and go to TNA, where he would spend an astounding 8 years doing fuck all. For a brief return to the WWE as a general manager with a couple of match spots, and is now effectively fully retired. However, he has his own podcast, and he has his own brand of chicken snacks.
Yes.
which are made with chicken protein. And apparently they're really good. I've never had them. Anyway, I said all of that. Say that I don't have a fucking clue how Kurt Angle is. However, if... hold on.
49.
36 years ago. 30 years ago. No. How old did you say?
49.
50. Because I think he's in his 50s.
How about 54?
No.
Damn.
I was off by my... I thought it was going to be 56 because I tried to do the math. How old he was.
Another point for Caleb. Let's see. 2 more wrestling birthdays.
All right,
our celebrity birthdays.
Is that motherfucking S.A. Rios?
That is motherfucking.
Wow! That's a face I haven't seen in a long
for
time.
For those of you south of the border, it was the Latin Lover.
Yeah, baby.
In AAA.
One of AAA's major Lucha Libre stars in the early 2000s, and then he got hired to WWE, I want to say like 2002.
Where he was paired with Lita.
And he was on SmackDown for a number of years as a cruiserweight title competitor, and then effectively just got released.
And as you can see in this, he was the light heavyweight champion for WWE. He was when he lost it to Jeff Hardy, and then Jeff Hardy and X-Pac
unified the light heavyweight and cruiserweight titles.
Yep.
Oh man,
That being said, I have no idea how old this guy is.
57 years old.
58.
Well, you guys are way off. He'll be 45 years old.
That's just super young when he started. That didn't
17 years ago?
Yeah, that surprised me.
But he shares his birthday with our last wrestling-related birthday.
JTG, formerly of Crime Time. His tag team partner, of course, was Shad Gaspard, who passed away by saving his son's life.
Yes.
JTG has been not active in the WWE in many years. However, has remained an active presence at cons and does an indie spot every once in a while.
NWA. And the wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah.
He was in for a while, and I believe.
I forgot about wrestling from Hollywood. We used to watch that every Sunday.
Yep.
Man, how old was JTG?
I'm going to just throw out 43.
And
I don't think he's that old.
45.
JTG will be 38 years old.
No,
okay,
fucking
that makes
way.
sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, he would have been what, 20 and 21 in his varsity year.
No point.
Kurt Angle recently talked about TNA refusing to sign Brock Lesnar when he left WWE. Mad to think what could have been. Hey, we talked about that, Joe Smith, at the top of the show.
Yes.
So if you want to check out that discussion as it gets posted to YouTube, you can tap into all that knowledge that we laid down. But thank you very much.
Very big story, very long story from earlier.
Yes.
So that was no point there, right?
No point.
No point
there. Now, I said that was our last wrestling-related birthday, and I was wrong. We are going to move into celebrity birthdays, but they're wrestling-related.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you show me a picture of David Arquette, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Unfortunately, no.
Good.
But we are going to start out with Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei was in The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, the remake of The Wrestler, rather, as the dancer, his love interest. She's also fucking fine-ass Aunt May.
Yes.
The mechanic from My Cousin Vinny.
Uh-huh.
And a smattering of other films I'm sure she was very delightful in, but those are the only ones I can think of at the moment.
Those are the only ones appropriate enough for him to think of.
The other part is that she's deceptively older than people think she is.
Yeah, she is.
I know that because I remember reading about how old she was and being very surprised.
But not necessarily as old as you might think.
I'm going to say that Marissa Tomei is 62 years old.
Marissa Tomei is 51 years old.
Marissa Tomei is 58 years old today.
Damn.
Yes! Sorry.
Point.
You didn't do that. There you go.
Stupid looks when you
There
do it.
you go, baby.
She shares her birthday with the dude, Jeff fucking Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
I'm going to win this point regardless if I'm right or wrong because I'm going to say that the dude is
timeless. I knew you were going to say that.
Acceptable. Acceptable.
Jeff Bridges
by default.
was also in
Tron.
Well, I was going to say the first Iron Man.
Spectacular.
So he has a connection.
He was in Iron Man, yes.
Tron was
also,
amazing.
I don't care if you don't like it. R.I.P.D. was the shit.
I like it.
I'm a big Jeff Bridges guy. That being said, how old is Jeff Bridges?
77 years old.
I'm going to say 71 years old. I think he's a little younger.
How about 73 years old today?
Oh, look at me go.
That's so gross. So gross.
Was that an unfortunate point to Caleb?
Yes.
It was. You're welcome, America.
5-2. We got you got time to catch up, but you better come on.
Pitter patter.
On the 5th.
That kid from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Frankie
Frankie
Muniz.
Muniz.
That's an old picture, by the way.
Yeah.
You think?
He was Malcolm in the Middle. He was in
Frankie Muniz.
Stay alive.
I've never seen Stay Alive.
Oh, Stay Alive was good.
Big Fat Liar. I remember him in that.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also Agent Cody Banks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Man.
All those terrible early 2000s movies.
How old would Frankie Muniz be?
I can't tell you. Why do you
36
always
years old.
ask?
40 years old.
36.
How about 37 years
Damn!
old?
Good guess.
Point Luke.
Excuse me.
Done.
Okay, next,
Who we got?
that is
Good
Little
golly, Mr.
Richard.
Raleigh.
Would have been his birthday. 1932 to 2020.
Rest in peace, Little Richard.
I thought it was Johnny B. Bad when we pulled up the picture the first time. Just saying.
I don't have
Doesn't
anything.
that look like Mark Merrill?
I don't. Oh my god!
He used the character Johnny B.
It
Bad
does.
just like him.
It does.
He had his face augmented to look like that.
I cannot believe that I never put 2 and 2 together
Yeah.
before in that regard. Well done.
He's a bad man.
I don't have anything bad to say about Little Richard. I don't
He's
have
dead.
anything-
You don't talk bad about the dead.
Oh, I come on.
Sam, you
At
met
least
him?
unless they deserved it.
Come
Well,
All right, come on,
you wear
Come
that
on,
mustache like that.
come on, Sean.
Alright, let's move on. Let's move on to Little Richard.
Tutti
Rest
frutti.
in
Oh,
peace.
Rudy.
Who
That
knows
is C. Thomas Howell.
That's fucking Pony Boy,
That
bro.
is motherfucking
Oh,
Pony Boy, all grown up, but he's still golden.
But he is still golden.
He looks old as shit.
He is old as shit.
I'm sorry, Pony Boy. I guess gold loses his glint every once in a while. Fuck, I have no idea. I genuinely, 65. No clue.
Quite that old. 50.
How about 56?
Yeah, I had no clue.
That's my point.
Point Luke there.
It's about time you got one.
What are we looking at?
Actually,
4, I think.
on the 8th, that is Dominic Monaghan, I think is how you his last name.
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah.
He was Meriadoc Took
Yes.
in Lord of the Rings.
I'm just going to do this the easy way and say he was in Lost.
That's
never
see,
seen
that's where I got.
I don't
he was
remember
in,
Lost.
He was, in Lost.
He was the best character of Lost.
I tried
Yes,
to watch.
absolutely, he
look,
was.
look. Every one of you can say that Lost is a good show,
I did.
and you're all wrong.
Never seen
Lost
that.
was terrible. I actually don't even know because I've never seen it.
Lost
Lost
was
is
not
bad.
that great, but he was a fantastic character. And his
Dominic.
I'm going to say 42.
38.
How about 46?
Damn.
Point Caleb. Damn.
That was loud, Brett.
And right by the... I bet the people at home really enjoy that thing. I headsets on.
Some of them really do enjoy
You still got time, Luke. How about
All right.
on the 9th?
it. The Dame Maggie Smith. No. I'm kidding. It's the
First
Dame
off,
Judi Dench.
Judi Dench would smack you in the face
Yes,
for
she
saying
would.
that.
Also, Judi Dench knows a little bit about wrestling, which is kind of neat. Old as Methuselah, however.
86.
Old as the day is long. 80. I don't think quite 86. I'm going to say 80.
How about 88? You should have went
Damn,
higher.
good work.
Point, Luke.
Good work. Good on
That
you.
makes it 5-6. Caleb's lead.
That makes it 6-5. You punk bitch.
What I said. Are you deaf?
No.
What?
Anyway, I'll
Next slide, baby.
on the 9th.
Hey!
Oh,
Bridges.
did we missed one. I was supposed to remember Kurt Douglas,
Oh, I love Kirk Douglas.
1916 to 2020. I guess I forgot to put that picture in. That's
That's
my bad.
okay. Rest in peace, Kirk Douglas.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, is that
That
Bo
is
Bridges.
Bo Bridges.
that's Jeff Bridges' brother, right?
Yes.
Okay, because as soon as I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But as soon as it popped up, I was like, wow, that guy looks a lot like Jeff Bridges in my head.
He,
Yeah, he's been in everything.
he's been in a bajillion different movies. He's usually kind of an off to the side kind of character.
Not a clue. How old is Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges was 73.
Okay, so he's 75.
He is 76.
How about 81?
Damn.
Tied it up. Biznitch! Sorry.
Judi Dench is a dame. She's not quite a queen. There isn't one anymore. She lost.
Anyway,
all complaints can be registered.
She lost her game of hide and seek too.
Oh, it's late, folks.
I'm a bad man.
Last
Hey, look.
birthday on the 9th.
It's John Malkovich. Hey, kids.
Oh, by the way, there's only one more after this, and you guys are
Great.
tied right now.
Hey, kids, it's John Malkovich, who is from Southern Illinois.
He is a
Southern
trash
Illinois,
bag
and
individual.
is not a very nice person.
You know who else is a trash bag individual?
Who's that?
Jordan Grace.
Oh, I knew it. I shouldn't.
And her short, stubby husband.
I thought you were gonna say Dave Meltzer, but okay.
Now,
I
fuck
was
Dave
thinking
Meltzer.
Teddy Hart.
John Malkovich was he D'Artagnan in The Man in the Iron Mask?
No.
Oh God, no.
Who was he?
No, he was one of the three that.
No. Hold on.
Porthos?
No. I'm
No.
pretty sure he is. Hold
No.
on.
That was
God damn it! Hold
I
on.
thought he was the priest.
No, that was
No, not
that
the
was
Man in the
Jeremy
Iron
Irons.
Mask.
Yeah, that was Jeremy Irons.
That's Jeremy Irons. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm gonna say not in the.
Oh, he was Athos.
Athos.
Oh.
That's what I said. Are
Who the
you
hell was
deaf?
this? Oh, Gabriel Byrne was fucking. That's why.
I said
Okay.
every bit of that.
No, you did. I had to double check. Sometimes you don't know what the fuck you're talking
But
about.
clearly, I do.
Well played.
Pot kettle
Man, I
black.
really couldn't. No, it's Caleb Black. You said it.
Anyway, how old is he?
Fuck, I don't know.
71.
Yeah, that 72. I don't.
How about 69? No point. You guys are tied.
How
and
old
there's
is he?
One birthday
How
left.
old is he?
69.
Nice.
Jesus.
I was hoping there'd be a 69 joke in there somewhere.
It's always in there somewhere.
Stick around and give you a 77 joke.
Alright,
No,
you guys
give
are
him
tied
68.
up.
No, he won't.
We have one last birthday.
What the hell's that?
That is Nia Peebles.
Oh,
Huh?
You
the astounding celebrity that is me, a fucking people.
remember Blues Brothers 2000?
Yeah.
She's the cop.
She's the cop. The lady cop.
Oh, God. Oh, God. You bring this obscure ass fucking.
To be the tiebreaker.
A very obscure fucking movie, frankly, as a side bit character. And the only fucking movie, and the only role that you can think of is she was the cop in Blues Brothers 2.
One of my favorite roles.
Oh Lord. And go.
This is a big one. I mean, she was fine as shit in the movie, Max.
And we haven't even gotten to the bullshit yet.
I want to see this woman's IMDb, see what she's been in.
You can't.
Fuck you.
Good Lord.
50.
Shit, 51.
Sure, she's a nice lady.
How about 61? Point Luke, he
There you
wins!
Off the off the cop. In
You know-
Blues Brothers 2.
It would be me that would know that, wouldn't it?
You know you win, Luke? Not a fucking thing.
Bragging rights till next week when I lose terribly.
I don't think I've laughed this much on an episode of this show
And a
in a
wow.
long, long time.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't know why. Fuck you, I'm funny.
You're hilarious,
You should
baby.
let other people tell you you're funny.
Alright? Hey, they start figuring it out.
You're hilarious, puppy.
Max,
Don't worry.
Alright, let's,
You're going to end on the cop from Blues Brothers 2.
No, that's fine. Birthdays. I have a couple things here. We have, I think we're doing a couple memorials first. Is that right?
A couple of
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Last Monday, the day after we filmed, so we didn't get to mention it last week, we lost Trevette.
Hey, whoa. Hold on.
Did you not know that?
No, I knew that. 1 second.
What?
Keep going.
Oh, okay.
One. We lost a comment.
What was the comment?
The comment was you're going to end on the cop from Blues Brothers.
It's still there.
It's still here. No, it's removed.
No,
She removed it because it spells not from Blues.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm very confused.
Yeah, reacted. Retracted.
Retracted. Okay, great. Go on.
Anyway, yes, last Monday we lost Clarence Gilliard,
Junior.
Biggest role was Walker, Texas Ranger, and the greatest Christmas movie of all times, Die Hard.
Okay. Even if, which I wouldn't because I'm not stupid, even if I would concede that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, there is no universe in which it's the best Christmas movie ever made.
No,
Yes.
no, the best Christmas movie ever made was called the best Christmas movie ever made. Highlander.
Well, see, that makes sense though, because then it would have to be the best Christmas movie ever made. If it was called the best Christmas movie ever made, you would have to call it the best Christmas movie ever made.
Isn't that Michael Jackson's doctor? Well, rest in peace, Trevette. You really best Christmas. You're out of here.
I love that you used it in memory of a man who passed away and throw Die Hard in your face. He's fucking like a trooper
because he's a bad fucking person.
That wasn't actually intentional when we began, but
why not?
I loved it.
We're going with.
All right. What's next, John?
Icky Baga.
It would be on this date in 2009. Umaga passed away.
Yep.
Yes.
We lost Icky.
He would have been 36 years old. Not today, but just in general.
Wow. Young. Way too young. The best Christmas movie ever made is National Lampoon's Christmas. You motherfuckers are gonna make me have a stroke.
Okay, that's kind of hard not to argue because I can't. I don't have a whole lot of argument
to sit here.
Die Hard and Christmas Vacation every year. Die Hard and Christmas Vacation
is better than A Christmas Story.
It's a Die Hard Christmas Vacation.
Horrible. What about It's a Wonderful Life? George C. Scott's A Christmas Carol. I could go on.
It's a Christmas Vacation.
White
to
Christmas.
Die Hard for
best Christmas movie to ever take place.
It's Jingle All the Way.
No. That's a Thanksgiving movie.
We've been over this. The
Christmas Eve movie. Best Christmas movie in the world is Ernest Saves Christmas, Barnum.
You are out.
It's got all the good elements.
You're going to tell me Die Hard's better than Tim Allen's The Santa Claus?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that Tim Allen smuggled all that cocaine for all those years?
The second one, Santa Claus takes over and tries to kill everybody, so it is kind of like Die Hard. So I would maybe kind of argue that one a little bit.
That's the third one.
No, it's not. The third one's got Jack Frost in it.
Yeah.
It's Robo Santa.
Yeah.
The best Christmas movie?
It's sad we know this much about Christmas movies, and we all hate Christmas.
Is A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Never seen it.
I don't.
The original claymation, The Year Without the Santa Claus, when Santa Claus gets sick.
I don't think
I've never seen it.
No, it does ring a bell, but I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, and I wouldn't.
How about All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Yeah, it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is.
It is not a Christmas
movie.
It just happens around Christmas time. If that, again, with that argument, Michael Keaton's original Batman's also a Christmas
movie. It is.
It
no,
is
I'm sorry.
Movie.
Batman 2 Returns. Yeah. All right, back to the goddamn thing we're doing here. Rest in peace, Umaga. This was a tribute for Umaga before it got derailed by all of your Die Hard chicanery.
You should.
I love how he uses big words to make himself feel important.
I use big words.
He really likes it on his VHS.
But Caleb, just think about it. I'll be Aunt Bethany in February, so I'll be living Christmas vacation. Well, good luck with that. And all of your future endeavors. All right, next.
Okay,
we were... Go ahead.
We were we had put some stuff out on Facebook asking for content that you guys wanted covered. This is something we had talked about before, but we were asked to recover it. Chris Jericho is trying to get professional wrestling put in the Olympics.
Yeah. When you look at professional wrestling as a synchronized sport, it absolutely could be competed at an athletic level, considering that we use Olympic athletes in the top end part of the industry. If you go back a couple of weeks, you'll find the video where we talked about this. We built Olympic teams with each wrestler representing their home country. It adds under the guidelines of figure skating, gymnastics, some of the Wushu national championships, which are staged martial arts combat matches. Pro wrestling could absolutely and should, in some cases, qualify as Olympic sport.
Now, that is a quote from an article, interview.
The Miami Herald.
Now, in that interview, they went on. Let me find my paper. They went on to discuss the different teams that they thought might possibly
he's talking about the video that we put up.
And
this was Jericho talk. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, just the guy that wrote the article.
I see what you're saying now.
Just some speculations.
Okay.
Who there might have. Starting with Team Canada with Y2J,
of course,
and Tyson Kidd.
Oh,
I can see that. I can see that. Or Tyson would wrestle again.
Wouldn't take Kevin up.
And Team USA means CM Punk and Bryan Danielson.
That's a fair argument.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. What do you guys think about all?
Well, so if you're looking at it just in pairs, I mean, though that would work. I don't know necessarily that. So the interesting thing about that, in my opinion, is that every single version of wrestling in different countries has its own style, right? So you would be best suited then to find the person that represents the style of wrestling that we do.
Which is something
Bryan
else
Danielson and CM
that
Punk.
a particular article went on to talk about.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson and CM Punk, while very good, do not wrestle traditional American pro wrestling style. Mm-hmm. The only top name in the industry who wrestles currently with traditional American pro wrestling style is Dax Harwood. Chad Gable wrestles the Olympic style.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the way wrestling was built, the mid-south, hard-hitting American pro wrestling style. However, you could also say that Daniel Bryan is a shooter, and that qualifies as American pro wrestling as well.
Yeah.
As far as the Team Canada, Jericho and Tyson Kidd, fuck that. If you're going Team Canada, you take Jericho and Kevin Owens. Can't argue with that. Or you throw in Eric Young. Why not?
Yeah.
Make my day, Sailor. I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know.
Just like U.S., I think Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Started out as a statement, kind of didn't mean that's a question.
All right, anyway.
Next.
We were also asked to recap on Sasha Banks.
Yeah. So she just finished filming a movie. For those that will do a real quick recap, right around what pay-per-view was it? Well, whatever, 6 months ago. Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out over
after WrestleMania.
Over creative disagreements regarding the women's tag team titles. And they haven't been back on TV. However, they haven't been fired. They haven't been legally terminated.
They're still on the internal roster.
They're still on the roster. And rumors indicate that Sasha Banks is currently negotiating a deal. Naomi, there's really not a lot coming about Naomi. However, they've been spotted out in public numerous times. Like we just said, Sasha Banks just finished filming a movie, and
they were at the Wakanda Forever premiere with the New Day.
Yeah,
as well.
So we're gonna see Sasha Banks probably back around Rumble season. Is my guess.
Mania season. Yep. Maybe if they could also hold out long enough till the night after Mania for the
surprise Raw return.
Yeah.
Maybe she comes
Which
back.
we've been getting what feels like that for the last several weeks.
Yeah, maybe she comes back for the draft.
Maybe.
So yeah, there we go. Yep. Sasha Banks recap.
Sasha Banks
Next.
There we go.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Now, you guys just hang on. Before you get all serious on your rant here, Caleb, why
don't you fill the people in, Max? Yeah, fill the people in, Max.
This is something I came across on Facebook.
Did you clean up after?
If the article at least was legit.
Sure.
You want read that out loud there, Caleb?
Time travel is possible according to Australian physicists.
Now, what are your first thoughts?
Time travel is possible.
But is it a good idea?
No. Every time you go back in time, you run the risk of changing the future.
Let's think about every movie and TV show ever. And think about Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Just because we could doesn't mean we should. Think about every movie. Like The Flash, everything went bad. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future, everything went bad. That Chris Pratt movie, everything went bad.
Back to the
Terminator,
universe.
everything went bad. Name one movie where time travel didn't go bad.
Does it have to be a movie or can it be a show?
I don't care.
Quantum Leap.
No, everything went bad.
He went around, he traveled through time and space fixing problems.
Yeah, but in the last episode, they spelled his name wrong on the card.
Shut up.
Everything
They
else.
did.
Yeah, whatever. So Quantum Leap's the only example.
We don't know what other shit he fucked up because it was only a 30-minute show, so they didn't have time to cover all that.
Max pointed out the greatest point, which is, if they send you from the future to the past to defeat said aliens, then there's no future that exists in to send someone back.
Well, and that's the argument, is that you can't actually return to the timeline that you would have altered.
Exactly.
So it's called it's called like the Viridian paradox or something. Basically, if you travel back in time, you have to stay there because you can't return unless you do not alter your timeline in any way. You cannot return physically to the destination that you came from because you don't know what's changed there. And so time travel,
you don't know what can change.
Did they misspell
your timeline?
galaxy?
Any little thing. To change
I believe
everything.
they did. Well, that's the argument of the butterfly effect, which I highly
butterflies have nothing to do with.
I disagree with the idea that one thing changes a numerous amount of details. However, number one, time travel doesn't exist yet, right? So they can't travel past the point where time travel already existed because that in itself creates a paradox. So you can't do that. So really, in 5 years, if time travel is available, you're only going to be able to travel back to 2027. You're not going to be able to. You can't go back in time and kill Hitler unless you get 2027 Hitler, and then you can kill him if time travel exists in 2027.
But it's not going to be a good idea.
Well, no, it's never a good idea. Neither is AI or dating blondes, but here we fucking are.
Hey!
I kind of got to agree with you there.
Hey!
I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this.
Yeah, you've
What's the
got
next thing we got?
better.
Anyway, I think that's the last of my bullshit, right?
What a shame that is.
Nope. Oh, no. We do have one more. There have been... So, when they brought in Solo Sikoa, they said that he was called in by the elders.
Right.
There have been rumors going around that he possibly was brought up by The Rock.
To sabotage?
Was that elder. Yes, to sabotage the bloodline. And I want to know your thoughts.
I proved it earlier when he was pointing at the sky.
Yeah, I don't see that being the case.
I don't see him doing it.
I love the idea of wrestling conspiracy theories and that being one of them, but I don't see that happening. I see him being U.S. champion for the Bloodline soon. While Sammy's Intercontinental champion.
Bethany says, hey, blondes have way more fun. I don't know if she understands that sentence the right way or not.
I do.
Nice, Joe
Max Gomez. What's up, brother? Or Joe Max Games. Is that Games? Oh, okay.
It's definitely not Gomez.
Gomez. I don't fuck. Look, man. I just work it.
But do you?
All right.
So, is that it, John?
I believe so.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Yeah,
we got one more.
You want to go? We want to go ahead and go
All
over
right.
this.
We have to get serious now.
I happened to come across this on Facebook, and I thought it was important to mention it. I had no idea about this. There's a 988 number that is similar to the 911. You want to go ahead and read the whole thing out, Caleb?
988 is a new phone number that recently went live to help people get help in a mental health crisis. Similar to 911, this line is dedicated to anyone in need of mental health assistance of any kind. The number is 988. So if you're experiencing a mental health crisis that isn't necessarily a medical emergency or an emergency in which you're facing bodily harm or attempting to harm someone else, call that number as a relief number and talk to a professional, someone there is going to be good help.
988 is a whole lot easier to remember than the 800 numbers that we've been passing off.
Yeah, so check that out.
988 is a great way to sum up and to keep it in the 3-number form where anyone can access it at any time, anywhere.
Much like your physical health.
Overall hope is that anyone that's having problems, instead of taking all the trouble to reach out to an 800 number and maybe talk to someone, the whole point is that maybe 3 numbers, 988, will be, maybe so much more likely to dial those 3 numbers.
Yeah. Much like your physical health, your mental health is so important. Decline in mental health can lead to a number of physical ailments. It can also lead to just not being in a very healthy space. Your mental health affects every aspect of your life, and that doesn't mean you can't have bad days.
Right.
But if your days are getting real bad, call somebody, ask somebody. Hell, reach out to us. We're always available. But don't ignore your mental health. It's like a toothache. You can't just hope it goes away because then it's going to rot.
Yep.
So that being said,
I would like to point out the question that was asked, which is, what's the toughest animal you would wrestle?
Buddy,
let's just go ahead and switch to...
Okay,
let me get there.
Okay, what's the toughest animal you would wrestle?
You would wrestle.
I don't know what your mom doing.
I'm gonna tell Mom.
Man, the toughest animal. I'd wrestle a bear. I feel like I got pretty good odds.
And that's the night.
I'm not saying like a full-grown Kodiak, brown bear, but a little black bear about your size.
I would probably
cuddly raccoon.
Let's see. I would wrestle the spider monkey from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
You're a braver man than I am.
I would do that.
Just want to suplex the shit out of it.
Okay, The Rock winning the Royal Rumble is a scary thought.
Not it.
I'm a time traveler, and Brazil wins the World Cup. Perfect. The Rock winning... No, I just... Look, we've talked about that before. If we're going to get The Rock and Roman at Mania, Rock has to win the Royal Rumble because Roman's champion. There's just no argument about it. There's also blood in the water right now about the fact that Roman may lose one title on night 1 and the other on night 2, which would be the stupidest goddamn thing they've ever done.
The only way that you would be able to do that is if there were 2 winners at the Royal Rumble and each one challenged.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I mean, I could see it. I could see him doing
it.
I
could see The Rock coming out at number 30, cleaning house, and taking on Roman. I mean, there's a pop for it.
So all you got to do is come out at number 30 and eliminate 4 guys.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not going to easy night's work.
Is it
where I would want to go? No.
But again, to get to Mania, that's the only way you get there. If you're not planning on taking the belt off of Roman.
Right. Oh, also, earlier this week, we didn't put it in the program, but I do believe it needs to be mentioned. There is talk of a Hell in a Cell match taking place at the Royal Rumble.
Which would be dope.
Which would be Kevin Owens and Roman
Reigns. I'm down with that.
I mean, last time they wrestled each other at the Royal Rumble, it was a fantastic match up until the handcuff
spot. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the last time that they wrestled each other.
Paul Heyman.
I think we're gonna wind up with KO and Sami Zayn first.
There's talks about pairing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn up to wrestle the Usos at WrestleMania for the tag titles.
I hope they don't.
I don't want them to break up Sami, or I want Sami to be a part of the bloodline.
Ride it out.
That's just me. All right, it is that time, guys. We're going to open up the floor to 5 questions from y'all, or 3 questions from y'all.
Yes.
3 questions. First come, first serve. Please let it be about wrestling, but if it's not, that's cool. We can talk turkey. Thank you for sticking with us for the last 2 hours. It's been a fun show. We've laughed a lot. We've cried a lot.
This is where we would travel back in time and speak this up.
Travel back in time and help that guy win.
And
then we fucked all kinds of shit up, and it would end badly because time travel is never a good idea.
All right, okay.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Since we've got the big boom in women's wrestlers coming back in under Triple H, where do you guys see the women's division headed?
That's a good question. So every year we get more featured matches from the women. I would like to think that we've already had a main event women's WrestleMania.
Yes.
We've had the main event women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
What we haven't seen ever is the main event Survivor Series women's match.
Or SummerSlam.
So I think, the next step would be more women main eventing. Becky Lynch, which, honestly, if they're only booking Roman every other pay-per-view, it's not the worst idea.
Well, not only that, but you look at the fact that in the women's aspect of professional wrestling right now, you're right, they can main event anything.
Yeah.
Where I see it going, back to Evolution 2.
Yeah. Evolution 2 is on the rise. I really hope.
Evolution was for those of you who don't know, was the first ever
all-women's WWE
pay-per-view.
Which was 2 years...
I'm sorry.
Premium live event.
Thank you.
And then 2 years following, Impact and NWA worked in tandem to create 2 back-to-back women's-only events that was pretty well received, most of which was funded by Tony Khan, however. But, who's to say we don't get a program on the Peacock? It's an all-women's program at some point. More of the deep dives, more of the introspectives featuring the difficulties of being a woman in professional wrestling. Obviously, there are definitive different health concerns when it comes to being a woman. So, how that's managed, nutrition, how women manage it on the road, how they train on the road, because all that's different. And it's all subjective to the person, too. I'd like to see a series that followed Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, the top draws, through a week of their life, the signings, the stuff they have to deal with. Even show the bad stuff, show the shitty fans, show the fucking toxicity on Twitter.
Well, then you could go and you could find one that was just breaking into the business.
Yeah.
And follow her through her first years of professional wrestling.
So I think we're going to see a lot more on the backside of that. I didn't mean to say it that way. Okay, I need to get myself out of this hole. God damn it! I think we're going to see more of the personal parts of their life. This is not how this was supposed to go.
You'll get to see the differences between how the men come into the business and how the women come into the business.
It'll be written all over their faces.
I tried to help. Sorry.
She didn't help.
2 more questions, please.
What is on YouTube?
I don't know.
This is on YouTube. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, speaking of which, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter
I love you.
at ProWrestlingTV. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And you can check us out at StreamLabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access the
Merch store!
over at the over at the merch store, you can find all of our swag. If you guys want to help support the show, or if you want one of our goofy things,
we need your money.
People, if you were my kids, I'd punish you. If we were your kids, we'd punish ourselves. Dear darling,
you make me solid.
You are the
scum between my toes. Merch store, see?
That explains why you're so refined. Yeah, and so oily.
I can't believe we still have 8 people in here.
I was like, it was poured from an old boot.
Please, for the love of God, ask a question.
Alright, so,
hold on. Hold on.
There we go.
Who is your most favorite and least favorite wrestler, male or female, and why?
Most and least favorite wrestler.
Let's find a real, let's exclude the genuine pieces of shit. Who are wrestlers that you watch and you genuinely just don't like or can't get behind?
Liv Morgan.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be the first thing he said.
I knew he was going to say that too. Let's see. Worst? Least favorite.
Least favorite. Doesn't even have to be bad. Just your least favorite. Someone you strongly dislike watching wrestle.
Dana Brooke.
That's a good one.
Dana Brooke's up there too.
Shotzi Blackheart for me. My least favorite women's wrestler.
Yeah, that's probably my top 3.
Yeah. Just because I don't like her style, I don't like the coming out on the tank, and I understand it's a tribute, but I just can't get behind the gimmick.
Jinder Mahal.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the only now here's the deal. It's nothing against him personally, but He always has so much potential, and then he does fuck all.
Would you fight the Liver King in a death match? No. And I wouldn't because I wouldn't trust him. Because he's a fucking swindler and a snake oil salesman. However, if you wanted me to fight him to fisticuffs after I've had a few Miller Lights, then hell yes, I'll fight the fucking Liver King.
As far as favorite wrestler?
Randy Orton.
That's hard. None of my actual favorite wrestlers wrestle anymore, so I'm going to have to pick. AJ Styles? That's a good one. Well, just because I'm always singing his praises, Dax Harwood.
I gotta say, my favorite on TV right now, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Uso.
He is the most entertaining act in wrestling.
You can go back in our videos as short as 6 months ago and as long back as when we first started. We have always on this show been very big proponents for Sami Zayn.
Yes, we have.
We were the only ones out there saying that him and Johnny Knoxville's match was gonna be killer, and it was. Everything the conspiracy gimmick thing he did, it got over. Him getting Logan Paul over when he first got there through the conspiracy stuff. Sami Zayn is the best thing on TV right now, in my opinion.
All right, all you lovely people, one more question to close out this 2-hour and almost 12-minute broadcast today.
And as far as fighting the Liver King, I don't know who that is, and I don't like liver, so.
What about the Tiger King?
I would fuck the Tiger King's fucking day up. I would ruin his fucking life. Yeah. That's what I would do. I would be on him like ugly on him. Fuck him.
Is that your official challenge?
I will fight Tiger King. I challenge you to fisticuffs. I will fucking beat you like a dick.
I thought it was beat you like a bruised dick.
Be on you like my mama on a rock. Let's go!
Ooh!
Well,
I've been there a couple times.
That was more like my mama
on a rock?
Settled in a vase.
Would you date the Liver King?
Yes. Yes, I would.
100%.
For his mother.
All the dates I could possibly get. Right. All of them.
All right, if you could ask any dead wrestler one question, what would it be and who would you choose?
That's I got really mine. Question. I have one that's very controversial that I'm gonna
ask away. Do it.
I'm gonna keep to myself.
Do it. Come on.
After you.
Oh no. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Because there are only two, and neither one of these goes
well. No, please do it.
They're both the ones
I know exactly which two you're talking about.
Owen. And no, this isn't a joke. Whether or not he was pushed.
Okay.
Because there's still a lot of legitimacy.
Okay.
Behind that, and this is the one that's going to be controversial and fucking my show. I'm going to say Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Why?
And not only why, but who?
Oh yeah, well yeah. If you subscribe to the idea that it wasn't him.
Well, but you would never know unless you asked.
That's fair.
Why I think would be the most appropriate. Ask Eddie if all the partying and shit was worth it.
Ask Eddie if Dominic's really his.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. I didn't even try to stop it. I don't know.
I'd wake up Harley and ask him if he wanted a cigarette. Just so I could smoke with him one more time.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Anyway. Alright, kids. Thank you so much for taking this lugubrious journey with us. I just used the word that I heard on Hercules, and that's one word I don't mention. Probably Lugubrious. Come in your most lugubriousness. Anyway.
A lot.
I was dropped on my head as a child.
We don't have another 2 hours and 14 minutes to unfold that question.
I mean, hey, I live here. I got all the time in the world.
I pick up my brain with whiskey and women. Alright, so thank you so much for tuning in. This was quite a ride. We appreciate your support. Please join that Facebook group, the Pro Wrestling Throwdown official group. Find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown.
Please.
You can follow us on Twitter.
Hold on. When you said please, all I could think in my mind would be you saying that in James Brown's voice. Please. You know what I'm talking about? Please.
All right. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Don't you fucking... I know what you're thinking about doing, and don't you do it. We're closing the show.
Are we?
Yes, by
We're
God.
closing the show.
Motherfucker, if you do it...
Do it.
There isn't really much further we can go than Caleb talking about women wrestling and
Flat
37
Earthers.
different...
Yeah,
30 different nasty things about it.
Anyway, follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. Check out streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown where you can find the merch store.
Merch
store!
I hate this job.
Ah.
From us to you.
You think I'm going to go with you? I'll take that. I'll hold the money.
From us to you.
Who got the lighter? Oh. There it is. Found it. Nailed it. I'm living life.
Nailed it!
Keep it in the ring.
Suck it. Let's close
Suck
it.
it.